and then win your AFC championship games and hit the Super Bowl. We say good morning, and with that, the Panthers last night, Woody just talking about it. I tell you what, man, they are shorthanded, but that doesn't mean they're not winning. They've been really good at home. We got our two teams, both the Heat and the Panthers, playing great at home right now with that 1-0 win. Reinhardt with a pretty goal, beautiful goal to start the game in the first period, and then Big Bob with 31 saves. And then on top of all that, it's their first regular season win, 1-0, a 1-0 win in the regular season since 2017. That one got me. That one is like, and I know they had a playoff win, so don't get caught on that for you really smart people that keep track of all these things. I didn't say playoff win, 1-0. They had one of those last year, but in regulation since 2017, first time Big Bob was. And by the way, they were pelting him at the end of the game. It wasn't like they cleared the puck down to the other end and let the last 20 seconds run out. They were firing shots at the end. So Big Bob was just outstanding last night, getting another shutout in his career. Big Bob's got 51 now in his career. And with all that, we got the Canes hitting the road today, going to Virginia Tech, and all these articles, how they're right there. They're knocking on the door. They're going to be short. It sounds like the committee would really like to see them play well these last two games and find a spot for them. And how's that going to happen? And it's fun to read. It's fun to read. But, folks, I don't know about you, but I step back. And I go, just win the two games. We did this last year, where we're going to be. And kind of don't forget about those last two games. I don't care what their records are. I don't care if it's Virginia Tech sitting there, with 3 wins on the season, 3-7. And then I know Pitt is going to be a tough one. Only one loss in the ACC, but you can't worry about them this week. You got Virginia Tech first, who you're favored by somewhere between 16.5, 17.5 points. Expected to get a lot of guys back. That's really good news. And I guess one of the great stories has been with all those guys out last week. You really didn't miss a beat because of all the young guys playing so well. And I got to tell you, now that I've had 10 games to kind of watch this is one of the best freshman classes I've seen at the University of Miami in a long time. And I'm not saying ever. I'm very aware, sitting at the Rose Bowl with all those true freshmen who went on to be like high first-round picks. I'm not getting carried away, but this is this group right now and what they're doing. Obviously, Malachi Tony starts it off. But you look at Pringle now playing. You look at Bryce Fitzgerald playing, who's got 3 or 4 interceptions out of Columbus High School. So you start looking at Moore. I mean, they got a lot of guys. They got those little. The backup defensive ends look like they're going to be stars down the road when Mesidor and Baines are gone. I just it looks pretty good, folks. It looks like development. And I know some guys are going to be leaving. I do. I got a pretty good idea right now. If somebody's to ask me, if you're looking ahead, no matter what happens, you come up short in the playoffs or you get in the playoffs, there's going to be a couple of young guys. I was trying to figure out if I should even mention names, but there's going to be some guys you could probably figure it out. Some guys have been around the program now for a couple of years that are really good players and are probably going to get more money to go other places and get a lot of offers, I'm guessing, to stay in the power conferences and make more money and get a fresh start. And that's okay. That's okay, because it hasn't worked out here as well as some of them hoped it would. Some of it's been injury. Some of it has been just haven't been competitive enough in practice, haven't played well. And when they have had their chances in the games, I think the team thinks they haven't gotten enough out of what they should. So all those things will pop up. And then I just step back, and some of them are a couple of my favorite guys. What a teaser. I'm sitting here without giving you names too. But you know what happens here? This going on every school. Every school where you look and you watch a guy play through high school and you go, oh my God, these guys are going to be unbelievable. And then they tease you and you go, see, I knew it. And then all of a sudden, here we are, and you look through 10 games, and they haven't played a lot. And are they injured or not playing? Well, they gotta work their way back up after the injury, and so there'll be a few guys that are big names that you recruit your ass off, and still, by the way, might go somewhere else and be really good. I'm not one of those who goes, if you leave the you'll never be any good. I mean, some guys have left, and we'll get a fresh start and kind of put it together. That's part of the college football.
Names, by the way, because it's so hard to tell, right? Because you also have open free agency.
Yeah, right? But that free agency is what they're going to use.
Yeah, you call the agent and you see if the guy's
these
available.
These guys won't be asked to leave. They're going to leave on their own. They're going to use their free agent card. The two guys I'm thinking of that will not be back.
But I'm saying just in general, like guys that maybe even want back. Right? Don't other teams start calling agents and saying, are these guys available? What is it going to take?
Well, no, that's probably already leaking out on a couple of these guys I'm talking about.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, they're and by the way, you can go by playing, how they've played, how many check that carries or receptions or targets they're getting, and you can probably figure out, went to big schools, probably got a pretty good idea right now with marketing people that there's something else out there for them.
What is it when you in the NFL you outperform your contract, right? Do we get that in college football now too?
Well,
if you blow up your freshman year, there's one guy I could think of on the Canes that.
Well, yeah, he's gonna want more money.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think it's any secret if I said Malachi Tony's gonna want more money.
Yeah,
I saw he was just as of right now they're calling him the best freshman in the country.
Yeah,
even with some of the true freshman quarterbacks are saying nobody's been better from day one, returning, throwing, catching, run after catch. I mean, the guy Malachi Tony has just been, you can't, like, in that open competition and there's some other guys and that have been around and you're like, you can't get mad, man. I'm sorry. I mean, their coach can't say anything. Like, friggin' Malachi Tony's really friggin' good, man. Like, one of the best.
How do you think that will go? Like, if you had to guess, when because schools, I assume, will call the agent, right?
Yeah,
they will say, what will it take to get him here?
So
because he's like you said, he's the best.
Everybody's trying to pick off everybody's players. And I've had some people go, we don't do that until they're out there. But listen, word spreads. This social media thing has brought us all together. It's brought anybody listening to me right now. If you're active with your favorite team and follow your favorite players in college, you probably got a pretty good idea. I got parents coming up to me on my walk, and I walk at Vista View, which I call, you never know who you're going to see Vista View. It's a nice little walk. It's up and down the hill, so you get a little cardio, you get a little extra cardio instead of just walking flat. So I'm promoting my park, Vista View. It's free Monday through Friday, a couple of bucks on the weekend. But you run into a lot of the parents and a lot of the young players out of season work out over there. And so I get a chance to see a lot of the parents who have introduced themselves on the walk. It's beautiful, 1.5 mile walk around the top of the hill. So anyway, yeah, this is an interesting time because, and then the other one we talk about with in college football is if you don't get in to the 12-team playoff, there's going to be two groups of guys that won't play. This is just, we've seen it. We've seen it with everybody. The first group is going to be the group that is getting ready for the NFL and is not going to play another game because they don't want to get injured. They found out they're going to get drafted, or they had really good years. They're going to try to work on everything, and their agent has told them not to play. Okay, I get it. Second group is, I haven't played very much. Now you want me to go ahead and play. I already know I'm not coming back, so I'm not playing in that game. So we've seen that, where all of a sudden that group is already going, no. I'll finish up school or whatever I need to do here to make sure I get my semester. But outside of that, whoop, I'm gone. I'm checking out. Matter of fact, I got a good idea where I'm going. I know exactly who wants me. Now I got to find a place that's a good fit for me. And yes, the money's got to be a big part of it too. We got a lot of guys though, Woody. I was shocked to find out that a lot of guys that don't play that well go other places and get more money. And you're going, they know what they make with the U, and they're going other places. This is going on in Florida.
Well, there's lower tier
It's
schools
going to
too
Florida
that can pay,
State.
right?
Well, there's the power schools all have money. Even the bad ones have money. So anyway, it's a really
that bowl season, by the way, is going to be.
Yeah.
I mean that. Hey man, that worldwide leader. If they want to have all those games, they better start coughing up some dough to the kids.
I mean, it is basically to kill airtime, isn't it? Just with
Absolutely.
all those games for
they put
2 weeks
on in the middle of the day.
Because I got to tell you, man, they're hard. Even in the middle of the day, you turn them on, and then they tell the story about 2 of the quarterbacks have already transferred, and third guy is getting a chance. He's a true Now it's great for the true freshman. That to just do something like, hey, the guys want to stay around and play that know they're staying, didn't get a lot of playing time, but they're going to stay around as freshmen and sophomores, get some playing time, and show everybody they can play.
It's just funny. Remember, it used to be like they get that gift bag. They get the PlayStation or whatever, the gift cards. And they don't care about that anymore.
No.
Making a lot more money. They can buy whatever they want.
I think a lot of guys want to get, if they do play, they're going, hey, that wasn't in my contract unless they're putting it in. They want to get paid for that game. Like, hey.
How many teams will opt out this year of bowl games? They're going to be a handful.
I got to tell you, the coaches don't want to. The coaches want to play because they want to get those young guys one more game. It's like a spring football game. Right? It's like a spring football. Hey, before you go, we could really use you because we're a little short of quarterback. We know you're going to leave after this game, but we thought you'd want to play to show everybody how good you can be. And by the way, we need you. We really need you because we want to play this game.
I just don't think like any NFL scouts out there are going to be like, boy, that guy really lit it up in the Pop-Tart Bowl or whatever,
I think it's more.
He didn't play.
I think it's more. I think it's more for the head coach.
Yeah.
No, listen, I know Mario he would like to see all his 2 last recruiting classes. Hey, guys are staying around. Come on, man. This game's for you, plus a few guys that know they're coming back.
I'd like to see him play. I'd like to do another pregame show, but it's tough, man. It's a tough sell.
Mario's got a really good situation as far as this goes. And that is, he's got a lot of talent on that team. He's got a lot of young talent.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it's no surprise. I could say this because everybody in the country knows who everybody else has. And so Mario knows, probably got a pretty good idea right now. Not completely. He will get surprised by 1 or 2, but he's got a pretty good idea who's staying and who's going to go probably right now because he's got his coaches on top of it, the recruiting gang over there that does a great job. But I will tell you one thing, Mario Cristobal has a talented team from true freshmen on up through that transfer portal. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. Just getting started, man. Just getting started. But we got a lot of high school football games. Talking to Blue Meister last night. He's on his way. We had a Thursday night football game, and then we got, I would say 3 or 4 really that look like they're going to be competitive games. But we got a lot of teams here through these playoffs. I mean, there's a lot of teams still alive. So we'll get into some of the real competitive ones for tonight, including around my house, man. I got 3 games around that's what I do. I go, how many games are close? Wow, got a few. That's good. All right, we got to go to break here. I want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. Hey, man, it's the holiday season. We just kind of finished up truck month, but I want to let you know truck month really never ends when you have these strong, durable trucks like your South Florida Chevy dealers do, whether it's the durable Colorado over to all the Silverado family, which is just fantastic. The Silverado 1500 and all the high tech it has needed for the workday workhorse and a weekend warrior with the Silverado HD, the legendary horsepower and one of the hardest working beds in the business. I always say this about the trucks now that I've been talking about South Florida Chevy dealers for so long. I'll tell you one thing, man. When it comes to those trucks, it's like they've made a truck absolutely perfect for your lifestyle. And if you happen to work 7 days a week, making a living in that truck, we understand how durable and strong you need that truck. You need a truck that works like you do. Long hours, 7 days a week. We know you're out there and you're looking for a strong truck, and Chevy's got some great ones for you right now. You need to stop by this weekend. You get some time, whether it's a midsize, full-size, or heavy-duty truck, you'll absolutely fall in love at your South Florida Chevy dealers.
Today's topics are
All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody as we kind of turn. And it's a bye week for the Miami Dolphins, which puts more focus, if you're down here in Miami, on the Canes, who look like they're knocking on the door. They're outside the party. They haven't gotten any kind of invitation. They're not sure if they're going to. Probably got a pretty good idea why. And then from there we go. But the only thing they can control before everybody starts getting all worked up and salty about Notre Dame because we beat them head to head, and you got to take care of Virginia Tech. You need to put it on Virginia Tech. You need to go on the road and have a real nice win. All right? And then you just got to find a way to beat Pitt in their last game of the season. That's it. That puts you at 10-2. You throw it back. We'll see what happens with everybody else. But make no mistake about it, if everybody wins, it's probably not going to be good news. Probably not going to be good news. And I got to tell you, I'm just giving you a heads up. If it does, and we're 10-2 and we come up short, I'm not going to sit here and blame any of those people on that committee that vote, from athletic directors to former athletic directors or coaches or famous people that you know their names that they've put on that committee. I'm not going to sit and blame them. I'm not going to get mad if another two-loss team is ahead of you and gets in the party, Notre Dame. And I get it. I've seen it all. We're aware of it. You can make your argument, and then somebody can make an argument against you. Yeah, you beat in head-to-head, you did. You beat Notre Dame. You beat them. Great win, by the way. Great win. But Notre Dame's going to sit back. Yeah, we lost 2 games. We lost to an undefeated Texas A&M team. We'll see what happens to them the next couple weeks. But as of right now, undefeated. And we lost to Miami, who's really good. We lost there in a tight ball game. So I just, and I get it. I've had lots of Canes people, hit me with, I think we're getting screwed. And hey, I said this yesterday. I believe it. When they play the way they did last week and what they made North Carolina State look like one of the worst teams in college football. They did. And that offense has been unbelievable at NC State. And they made them look like they were a Division II team. They did. They put it together. Complete game. Could have put 50 on them, no problem. Could have done it. Even with all the young guys playing last week, they look fantastic. They look like one of the top, like they have at times this year. They look like one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the country. I don't know if they're Ohio State. I don't know. Ohio State might be different level. But they look like a top 5 team in the country. But they have those moments. And those moments where you don't play well, which happens to every team, but the really good teams still find a way to win those games. And Miami, in 2 opportunities, in an overtime, or hell, before overtime, and on a last drive at home, had chances. It came up short. So, I mean, you just can't throw that away. I mean, you can't. And those 2 teams are going to have 7 losses between them because SMU and Louisville are playing each other. So I'm not going to sit here and the committee's against us and they don't like South Florida and they don't like, man, the Canes are good for business. Of course, everybody wants Canes. Canes are good for ratings. Canes, when they're good, man, they're good. It's good for business when some of the teams, look at this logo and this university. A lot of kids wear this stuff around the country. They know that. People like, whether you love them or hate them, you love to watch Miami. If you still think they're the old bad boys and you get a penalty and go, yeah, that's what they do. There's no discipline. They just beat you because they're really good teams and they're physical. But I don't know, man. I just, can we just let it play out and at least wait a couple weeks? And there's only one thing you can do while you're waiting is win your 2 games. Just win your 2 games. I'd like to see him beat Virginia Tech up by double digits. I'd like to see that. I don't want to see a tight ball game in the 4th quarter. I don't want to see our guys acting like it's cold. I want to see them let it go. Let it go. Treat it like a home game. Everybody's been beating this team up. You beat them up. They're 3-7. They got a new coach who'll probably be watching in the president's suite up there as they're counting his money, and he's already recruiting for next year. But just nothing you can do right now.
I like how you brought up the cold because they think it's cold this week. Wait till you get to next week.
Well, listen,
It'll be a whole hell of a lot colder in that game.
We got two teams. We got two teams that play football, both professional football, because the Canes are guys.
I know the pro team here is not great in the cold.
And they got to play New England. I believe is that the last game of the year.
Yeah,
that's a January game up there. I promise you it'll be cold.
Yeah, I would think.
I have been there. As long as we're not playing in Buffalo in that last game, and we're not. So we got the Jets, and then the Steelers game is coming up in 3 weeks. I'm guessing that's going to be a December game. It's probably going to be a little chilly in old Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So,
hey, man, look, it's an advantage when teams come down here in the beginning of the season, right? Hell, it was an advantage when the Bills were down here.
I got to tell you, that Buffalo game, it was down there. I was sweating bullets down on the field.
That's a significant advantage, and it gets really nasty on that specific sideline, too. That visitor sideline sucks.
But I think we found out something else last night, Woody. The Bills do not look like the Bills we're used to seeing. Defensively, not as good, especially struggling against the run. And the second part of this is that offense. Offensive line got beat up a little bit, which that's been one of the really good offensive lines. And that defensive line, those two defensive ends, it's hard for me to imagine anybody's got a better pair of defensive ends than what the Texans have right now on the outside. 8 sacks last night. But this thing goes back to that receiver problem. They're playing, and they got one guy doesn't show up, so they're playing other guys. They got some of their old receivers back. They're bringing guys up from the scout team. They sign a guy off the street, and they thought that Josh Allen would just be able to do it with limited weapons.
Is it arrogance? Like, why would you imagine being a Bills fan and knowing you got a guy like Josh Allen whose career is not going to last forever? Clearly, he got knocked around pretty good last night and he got hurt.
I thought he was going to get knocked out of the game. Did not see a guy from behind and had all that weight fall on him. And I was thinking broken wrist when he came up with his hand. And I was like, if he bends that hand at all with all that weight on his back, throwing him down. But he got up, man, like that guy always does, gets up and
but that's not always going to happen. It's amazing they don't surround him with better talent.
I'm guessing that will be and I see why that I
should have been addressed this offseason, though. They shouldn't have gone into the season with that.
I think they did what Kansas City Chiefs have done. We'll just put guys out there. We're structured really well on the line of scrimmage with the offensive line.
The Chiefs have tried a little.
Hey, by the way, the Bills had a good running game last night. Kind of lost in that game.
No, James Cook's a good player.
James Cook broke a short yardage run and took it to the house to start the game. They had a special teams score last night. They've been really good on their returns. But, and they turned it over 3 times, and that's a difference in the game. And a lot of that, I see a lot of sacks and pressures. I see turnovers, and including a really bad one at the end of the game that would have given them a chance to keep the drive going and score a touchdown. And he turned over. They're not the same team. And we thought because they play better at home, they got a nice win against Tampa Bay, who, by the way, I watched that Tampa Bay game yesterday on NFL Network. Tampa Bay had their chances, man. They were right there before Bills pulled away late in that game. But, yeah, Bills are not going to catch. I thought even a couple of weeks ago, they'll catch the Patriots. They're going to be either a wild card or I'm guessing they'll still get enough wins at 7-4. But this AFC, the playoffs, man, this whole thing is just crazy. You realize last year, Woody, we got to go to break here in just a second. You realize last year the Bills, Ravens, Texans, and Chiefs were their division winners? Bills, Ravens, Texans, and Chiefs. None of them are going to win their division. Well, I mean, they could win it, especially
we might have the big 3
Ravens.
Quarterbacks out of the playoffs.
How about some of this stuff, though? It's just crazy. And we are going to have one of those quarterbacks. Hey, Joe Burrow's back, and they're talking about he looks good. I'm guessing he's going to play this week against New England.
That team stinks.
But they got a lot of problems. Joe can't play defense, can he?
No,
I didn't think so.
No, that team stinks.
All right. Hey, Woody, let's go to break here, man. We've got a lot of stuff to get to. Larry Blustein going to join us. Playoffs, round 2. I was over in Madrid, missed round 1. Woody had Blue with him last week. Blue, very impressed with you. Very impressed with you. You know, Blue and his high school stuff. So
I'm a big fan of Blue.
everybody likes Blue, man.
I had
Almost
someone come up to me at one of those trophy appearances we were doing the other day, and they were just talking about Blue. They asked me about Blue.
Blue loves doing all this stuff, and that's his specialty. But Blue really cares.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Blue cares about the kids getting scholarships and having success. That's what it's about. I mean, he's got favorite coaches. Blue, don't tell me you don't have favorite coaches. Of course, everybody got favorites, man. That's the way we are. Right now, I'll tell you what's my favorite, especially today, Atlantic Men's Clinic. ED Low T maintenance today, man, for me. I got to tell you, if you're going through it, guys, I can't tell you enough. I'll tell you on a Friday. I used to call Atlantic Men's Clinic Friday because I see a lot of guys going in there for treatments and everything. Hey, if you're going through it, and every guy goes through it, low T and ED are just part of life for a man. Sometimes it kicks in your late 30s, early 40s. Boy, that's a rough one. But it definitely in the 50s, half the men in their 50s run into ED and low T. And 60s, it hit me hard, man. I knew about low T. I could tell. I mean, you could tell. And I gained that very famous 20 pounds with low T because I wasn't active. You lose your energy level. You can figure this out. If you don't have the same energy and you're not active like you used to be, but you're eating the same amount of food and on the couch a lot more time now watching shows, you're going to gain weight. That's we call the 20-pounder. And you can get rid of it, get active again, feel good, knock out ED, get your sex drive back. If you're going through it right now, man, Atlantic Men's Clinic, this is what they do. And Fridays are special days because that's when a lot of men go in. A lot of men set up appointments. Atlantic Men's Clinic is on fire. 7 locations. I mean, first-class places, too, including a brand-new location in Hollywood. I go to Plantation. You go in there. You set up that first appointment. You get the T, the PSA test. If medically advised, a test dose. And then you meet with their professionals, and they're going to, after seeing the results, going to put you on a program where you can get great results fast. How would you like to have energy to really enjoy your weekends and chase that little lady of yours around? Huh? It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, let's get back. Let's do it. Set up that first appointment, man. It's the most important one, 877-455-7300, or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. I'm telling you firsthand, I had ED and low T, and it is gone, and it works, man.
All right, welcome back in here on this Football Friday. Sports Talk on WQAM is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today, Joe.
All right, Woody. Hey, good win for the Panthers last night. Obviously, very shorthanded, but Big Bob, man, had a rough one. Game before, but it said, hey, man, I've been around for a while. Don't worry about that. Gets a shutout last night. And he was getting peppered, man, at the end. What did he end up with? 31 saves last night? Woody?
Free nuggets.
Free nuggets. Well, I'll tell you what, he had some point-blank shots. He had to be the one getting all the free nuggets after that performance, man, right at the end.
So everyone gets nuggets. We did this last week except for Jamie.
Why can't Jamie have nuggets?
I'll try it again here now, but last week wasn't working. Didn't get any nuggets.
Oh,
he
you
was
tried.
Excluded from the promotion. He's the only person in all of South Florida was excluded from the promotion.
It's messed up. I tried it like 10 times. No nuggets.
Is that
popped up?
Is that for everybody that goes to the game gets the nuggets
on the screen?
Or is this like everybody that's watching tonight or listening?
Everybody. It's right here. It just popped up.
Wow.
30 saves, chicken days. Enjoy this reward from Chick-fil-A South Florida. Go Panthers.
All right.
Let's go.
Not getting it again.
I love Chick-fil-A.
That's brutal, man. This guy's all tied in with the Panthers and everything.
I watch every game. They don't want to throw me any nuggets. It's ridiculous.
He takes a step. You know, Jamie never says anything, but he's a former junior Panther.
I am.
He went through the junior Panther
I
program.
told him it's possible that he's excluded from the promotion because of that.
No.
I don't know what it is, but
I'll find an explanation.
I got two nephews who are junior Panther. I'll guarantee you they got their nuggets last night.
I got a
They
bone
made
to
sure
pick
they got
with
their...
Chick-fil-A right now because no nuggets for me.
Well, maybe they're up early. We
Maybe
don't
he
want...
doesn't think you're local.
Hey, listen,
address
radio people are notorious for going after people when something's not right or an order's not right. We've had a bunch of people who have worked here that have gone after people, and which is a real crap thing to do. So there's a better way to handle it. Just let them know.
There's a
you're
shot in there somewhere.
You're a class guy.
You're
a class guy,
How
and
badly
we're just
you wanna
make
rip
sure.
someone.
Well, I just know we've had people
Yeah,
here
we
that
we have had that
order
happen.
gets messed up, and instead of going back and
They
handling it.
take it to social media. Yeah,
Such a weak.
it is weak.
Just weak. On behalf of owners of businesses, it's just terrible people do that. And I just want to let you know I got your back. I
Now
got
Omar
your
doesn't do it to local businesses, but he will put the airlines out there when they don't, come up and greet him and take his bag.
Yeah, on a cheap flight.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do
I'm
you think?
standing outside the airport.
Wait a
Frontier
second.
Airlines
What do
has
you
not
think you were
greeted
going to
me.
get for that price with you and your friend you're taking on that trip? Yeah, exactly. Come on, man. Come on now. Wake
Poor
up
Jamie,
a little bit.
man. This sucks.
Jamie will be
That's
fine.
brutal.
Hey, you know what? Those 8 delicious nuggets, and by the way, that ranch is fantastic. Dipped in that little ranch.
Go with the Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
They have like their own special sauce, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They got 3 or
No,
4. That's
the
our favorite.
Polynesian sauce is good.
No, it's too sweet.
Uh.
I like that.
The younger man sauce, you're saying?
You know what I've turned into like somewhere between ranch and blue cheese all the time.
Blue cheese is so gross.
Do not. This is where you usually go. It's an old guy food. Do
I don't
not
know
do
who blue
that.
cheese is. It's the most repulsive.
I don't want to hear about. I had carrot cake the other night, and a guy with me that I was at. We got carrot cake over in Madrid, and they we make some of the best carrot cake in the world. And I was like, and one of my guys said, "Oh man, I guess we can eat and we won't have to worry about somebody calling it old guy dessert." And I went, "Yeah, that's what you've done to people, Woody. This is exactly what you've done to people with that." Hey, by the way, we got a lot of stuff coming up. It is a lot of football. Started last night. The Bills do not look like the Buffalo Bills have been dominating the AFC East and having a little bit of success in the playoffs. Not great, but boy, I'll tell you what. And it just does not look the same. That Texans #1 defense, it looked like a #1 defense. They're playing with their backup quarterback, and they're playing great football. They've been on a roll. They're now over 500 at 6-5 on the season. And the Bills turn it over. They've been a turnover machine. Check that. Josh Allen. Isn't it funny? A couple weeks ago, last week, they're saying he had 6 touchdowns. Last night, nothing offensively going. that Texans defense just chewed them up. So the Bills now 7-4. The Texans, I mean, these are kind of important. The Texans now a game behind the Bills in the wild card, and you got everybody scrapping right now. And by the way, if you're not 5-5 at this point, you need right next to a miracle to get in the playoffs. You do. I know you're still alive if you win all your games or almost all your games, but man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. So the Bills last night, 23-19 loss, and really, I mean, I don't know the last time if it's ever happened where Josh Allen's been sacked 8 times in a game and was running around for his life, and he was trying to play, he's trying to play Sandlot football, except those guys, that defense could run. Man, he go to make a move on them, and they were throwing his ass down. He go to run up the middle, and they were really impressive, that Texans defense. That's the number 1 defense in the NFL right now, so no big surprise there. But on top of all that, we got a big one for the Miami Hurricanes. And I know it's Virginia Tech. I know that. And I know Virginia Tech's 3-7. And I know the Canes are favored by more than 2 touchdowns in this game. They just got to not listen to any noise and just go put together. I know it's probably not going to be as good a looking a game as you just played against NC State. What a teaser. I watch that NC State game when I get home, and I'm like, God, that's when I look at the guys they put together on this team, the offense and defense, that's what I thought it looked like. And it doesn't always show up. So let's hope it looks closer to NC State against Virginia Tech tomorrow, 12 o'clock start. And so we'll have that for you right here on WQAM. So we have all that going on here. They got a lot of guys back, by the way. A lot of guys will be back for this game. Looks like C.J. Daniels will be playing and Mark Fletcher. Hey, man, we're going to need Mark Fletcher. Big, strong running back, 2 cold weather games. Pringle looks like he is now jumped ahead of a bunch of guys for some carries with a half and a full game of really good football, true freshman, and he's been really good. But, yeah, they're going to get some guys. I guess I was told there were some guys that could have played, but they're real careful last week not to play some of them to give them an extra week. And so expect some more guys coming back this week. A lot of the 6 or 7 guys I think were out last week. Most of them should be back and playing in this game. That Keontae Scott loss is a big one because he was just having an unbelievable season. Unbelievable. What a great transfer portal pickup he was. 10 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and a pick 6. Man, part of that he was a big part of that defense and how good it has been. But in steps Bryce Fitzgerald out of Columbus, and he's been true freshman, and he's been really good. So the Canes defense has kind of been the story here, 9th in college football. Woody, 14.2 points per game they're giving up. They have nothing in common with last year. That defense is for real. So anyway, we got that. 12 o'clock tomorrow, going to be a big one. We got high school football playoffs, round 2. Larry Blustein will join us early 7 o'clock hour. We'll talk to Blue about all the games coming up and who he might like. Could we have some upsets and all the other things? And Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. Appreciate everybody being with us here on a Football Friday. Got a lot of news to get to here, just getting started. Right now, I want to talk to you, though, for just a second before we hit the 7 o'clock hour about Dr. Barry and his staff at Recovery Unplugged. I want to talk to every guy out there that's in a funk. A lot of us have a lot of pride and try to work out of it, and sometimes you just need help. You get either through things in your personal life with a marriage, personal things with your job. Things happen, man. Things happen in life. They just do. And they knock you off the road. You get in a funk. You get in a bad place mentally, and you just have trouble getting out of it on your own. Well, that's why Dr. Barry and his staff have been so successful. They've not only, they live it every day, and Dr. Barry's been through a lot of it himself, and he'll tell you that when you talk to him. We want to get mental health knocked out for you and get you rolling in the right direction. Get you back on the freeway feeling good again. Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team and innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. If you or someone you love needs a winning strategy, I know the place. Call them 954-737-4508. 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Everyone deserves a great season in life. Let this be yours. Recovery Unplugged. Heal out loud.
at Doral Hyundai, DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Panthers, who shut out the Devils 1-0. Big Bob had 31 saves, so free nuggets for all. Next up, the Cats will host Edmonton tomorrow night for a cup rematch. Over to hoops, and the Heat will be in Chicago tonight to take on the Bulls. Tip-off is at 8. Game can be heard here on WQAM. And last night, the Canes blew out Elon 99-72. Next up, Miami will host Delaware State on Sunday afternoon. The Canes football, who will hit the road today for their matchup with Virginia Tech. Tomorrow's game kicks at noon and can be heard here on WQAM with countdown and kickoff beginning at 8 a.m. And in the NFL, Week 12 began with the Texans upsetting the Bills 23-19, Joe.
Yeah.
And I know you said don't call it an upset.
I don't. When you got number one defense and the Texans have won that division a lot, won't this year, but trying to make a run here, getting some things figured out. But, boy, that defense is when you go through now, 12 weeks, 12 weeks, and your defense putting up those kind of numbers. 8 sacks last night and 3 takeaways for that Texans defense. And the Bills, they are a turnover machine, including Josh Allen, who everybody loves, and he is durable. He got the crap knocked out of him. It looked like there for a minute he grabbed that wrist last night, and I was thinking, Aaron Rodgers, here we come again. But a guy just kind of bounces up and right back at it again last night. So anyway, got some great games coming up, boy. And now it is officially down the stretch in the National Football League and getting in position to either win your division. Some teams going after the number 1 seed, staying home throughout the playoffs, not only winning the division. And then you got all these teams trying to hit that wild card, trying to figure out what it's going to take. And it used to be, and we're still kind of new at this 17th game. Used to be 10-6, right? 10-6 when we had 16 games. You go, all right. Now, every once in a while, 10-6 didn't work. I can think of a couple teams that were 10-6. One year, the Jets were 10-6 and didn't get in going back. But it used to be 10-6 was pretty good. Pretty good that you could get a wild card position. So now it's 10-7, but again, the way this thing's going, there look like some teams in pretty good shape here to get to 10-7, although there's going to be a lot of division games down the stretch here too. I tell you what, one thing nobody's talking about, I think Pittsburgh and Baltimore play each other twice here at the end of the season. So the Ravens have gotten themselves back in shape where they were looking bad, man. Their record was Miami Dolphin bad, and they have now worked their way back to just 1 game behind the Steelers. So that should be an interesting one. But we got a lot of new players, man. A lot of new players leading their division that we haven't seen. Patriots 9-2, Colts 8-2. Are you kidding? And Denver 9-2. And again, and Denver, of course, beat Kansas City last week. It just looks like. And everybody, by the way, you talk about getting the benefit of the doubt, and I'm guilty too. Like Mahomes, like all they got to do is go 5-2. They can do it. They can do it. They're 5-5. All they have to do in the last 7 is go 5-2, and they're probably going to get in. But that's tough division right now. Minus the Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs. That's turned out to be a nice division. Both West divisions, actually. As you look the NFC too with the 49ers, even though they've been banged up, I think they've got 7 wins, and then the Seahawks and Rams are so close. So close. Those teams, that game could have gone either way. Seattle outplayed them. Rams win the game. But that could go either way. So we got some strong divisions right now. And so this thing's going to be a lot of fun. We got great games. We're going to get into the games a little bit. Colts can't do any better than the Colts going to the Chiefs. And the Chiefs really, really need this game. Really need it. And so that's one of the big games coming up this Sunday. We've got all kinds of other news, and really right now, and you're starting to hear a lot more about the playoffs for college football. 12 teams. I think it's soon to be 16. Would you agree with me that pretty soon here, in the name of money, now that everybody's getting paid, so we don't have to hear about their student athletes, stop taking advantage of those student athletes. They're getting paid now.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they say it's in the name of money, because look, Joe, it doesn't matter how many teams you put in. Someone's going to get screwed.
Yes.
2 teams, 4 teams, 8,
Hey,
16.
look how many teams in basketball.
Yeah.
First thing they
There's
do.
a lot of teams. Yeah, the last
they're always,
4 out.
yeah.
The first 4 out, whatever they call them. Yeah.
Always mad, like, oh, we got screwed. You have enough. You didn't have enough strength of
someone is
conference
always going
wins.
to get screwed.
Yes.
It is what
I
it
agree.
is.
I agree.
There's no perfect system. It's great for us because it's great to discuss.
Well,
but
listen,
someone's always going to get screwed.
They were down last year. They had the lead, if I'm not mistaken, at Syracuse at the half of that game. They are a half away from making their way. No, this is the same year. It except it happened earlier. And you got to finish strong. Listen, all these teams.
Every year Miami's been in the ACC, though.
No, that's not true.
Just about.
They haven't been knocking on the door like they did last year,
no,
the last game of the season.
They've lost similar games.
No, let me tell you. You know how it used to be? In case you have a short memory, they'd lose 1, they'd lose 4 in a row in the ACC.
Yes. They did turn into
they were like, uh-oh, we lost. Oh, no. And you talk about just no character. No. And maybe it was talent. I don't know.
Thing is, though, like a 10-win season is pretty good. Like they win the next 2. Mario's 20-4?
Yes. Oh, he's got 2 good seasons.
2 years. Like that's
2 really good seasons. Yes.
And it's unfortunate because there is a bias that the ACC, is just not a good league. Right. And so they say, oh, Miami lost a conference game. These teams all suck. The SEC, you lose a conference game. Like, oh, the SEC is brutal. Of course they're going to lose games.
You don't think the SEC, and I'm not going to go.
I know they're not even.
You.
I know.
Well, that's what you're insinuating. It's not true.
But every league is tough to win conference games. Doesn't matter who you are. You know that.
Wait a second. I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think the SEC's top 6 teams or 7 teams and the ACC have anything in common? Do you
What
really?
Do you think Miami's record would be in the ACC and the SEC?
I think they'd win a lot of games because I think they have a lot of talent.
Team?
I think they'd have some losses. I think it's really hard to go undefeated in that conference right now.
And they're going to hold it against the Canes because their schedule, right? Which is it's obviously not their fault.
No, some of it's not.
They set up about as tough a non-conference schedule as you could ask for.
Well, we didn't think Florida, the way Florida finished last year, I didn't think Florida's going to come back and be this bad. And on top of that, Florida State
terrible
has a great win against Alabama, and you're going, holy smokes, and then you beat them up for 3 quarters real badly. And now they're horrible.
But you couldn't have handpicked a tougher, at least on paper, to start the season with the rankings, a tougher non-conference schedule.
No, they had a good schedule.
You opened up with a playoff team in Notre Dame, Florida, South Florida, good teams.
Right. But, Woody, that's not what it's about. Now it's about how's everybody look now. And so now Florida and Florida State not being good has hurt your win against them. Everybody's going, well, we all got wins against them. You agree, right? Or you don't. You're just going to play the dumb pill here. You don't realize the 2 losses they have are going to have 7 losses after this week.
I realize their losses are bad. No, I do. And that's why Notre Dame is ranked ahead of them. And that's the big debate right now is this Notre Dame thing. Notre Dame's losses came the first 2 weeks of the season. They were very close losses, and they were to 2 really good teams.
Yes.
That's why they're ranked ahead of you.
Right.
And I get the whole head-to-head thing, but they're not going to give you that nod because you beat them by 3 in the opening week.
Well, so there's this other thing out there, including people I know very well and I like. And we just have a disagreement. And sometimes I go along, if it's my buddies, I just listen to them yap, and I don't want to get into it because sometimes you're tired. And I know they're just going to fight back, and then somebody's going to lose their temper because we're all getting older. But look at, man, the Canes did this to themselves. If they don't get in, don't be blaming everybody else. If you don't get in, I don't believe the second part. I don't believe the world of college football is against the Canes. I think they realize the Canes are good for business.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I think the president of the university, Joe, I think Joe believes, hey, man, they want us in. We're good, man, for eyeballs. Eyeballs like to watch the Canes play.
Yes.
They like it. They remember those teams, and they like it when they're good. It's good for business. I think when USC's really good, it's good for business.
You don't think they could choose between like Miami or Utah for their and this thing is all about money and eyeballs on the TVs. You don't think they would want to take Miami over a team like Utah, some crap school that no one cares about?
Utah has been done pretty well.
Oh, whatever, man. I don't watch Utah play.
No, I know, no. I agree with what you're saying.
Nobody
I'm
wants
just
to watch Utah play.
thinking that guy out there at Utah's done a pretty good, damn
I
good
don't know
job.
their coaches. No one wants to watch that crap.
All right, crap.
Someone says Alabama's loss to FSU looks worse. Yes, it does.
It does. Totally
But
agree.
that doesn't count because they're in the SEC.
That was to start a year. That was a bad one. They're big favorites. I agree. They should be when they look at, I'm guessing those guys do on the committee. I don't know. I don't think Nick Saban and Bear Bryant are sitting there, the ghost of Bear Bryant sitting on the panel. What I don't even know. Does Alabama have 2 losses or 3 losses?
I believe they have 3 now, don't they?
I'm not sure. Well, they got a bad one to start the year. Anyway, we
2 losses.
2 losses, yeah. I thought it was
the
2.
teams in front of you right now are Utah, BYU, Bama, Notre Dame.
All right. Anyway,
BYU in the playoff. You think that's what they want?
No.
You think they want BYU?
No.
BYU just got waxed by Texas Tech, right?
I don't know. Hey, Woody, why don't you do me a favor while
Big
you're looking?
12 teams.
I always
like
think
the Big 12 is any good.
Huh?
What a crap league, the Big 12. They got 3 teams ahead of Miami, the Big 12.
What are their records?
Texas Tech is 10-1, BYU is 9-1, Utah's 8-2.
Okay. 3 good teams. All right.
Just we need some losses, man.
All right.
Let's
go to break here. Let's go to break. Hey, there's one thing you can do, Woody. There's only one thing, man.
I want to get in.
Just tell everybody that's like all upset with 2 weeks left, just win your 2 games. Win your 2 games.
A good start, yes.
And then we'll see how it all plays out. Matter of fact, look like you did last week against NC State or close to it on the road. And watch how people look at you then. Look at the suits that dude's been wearing. He's sure looking good. That man is dressing like a winner. Hey, Chapman Partnership, holiday season, I got to tell you, man, if things are good in your life, I mean really good, and you're always looking to give to certain things. I know we do that during the Thanksgiving and Christmas. Things are good. What do you want to do? Let's do some good stuff. Man, Chapman Partnership will make you feel really good. I mean it. It's a homeless rehabilitation center is what I call it. It's not just the homeless come in there and grab a bite to eat and then they're back out on the street bugging you as you're driving down the street and every stop sign is stoplight. No, it's not that. No. Chapman Partnership is so much more. Really do a great job of providing caring support and wraparound services at Chapman. Celebrating our 30th anniversary this year, 30 years of hope. More than half the folks staying at Chapman are families, kids, their mother, their father, and it's about rehabilitation. They got all these great services to help. They do. First of all, working on you as an individual, mental health, physical health, and then helping you get your families back together through counseling. And not only that, but we help you find an apartment. We get you jobs, get you back out. And it just feels good. So many great stories are coming out of Chapman Partnership and the 2 facilities. Man, over 3 decades, 30 years they've been doing this. Chapman has assisted over 145,000 individuals and families to overcome self-sufficiency. Join me here in 2025 during the holiday season to celebrate the great work they're doing. Hey, we need your help financially. If you want to donate your time, there's ways to do that as well. Join me in WQM to show your support to one of my favorite charities that really makes a difference in our community. They really do. Anything you can give, any kind of support is impactful. Just go online to chapmanpartnership.org, chapmanpartnership.org. Any amount of money is going to Chapman Partnership to help us help the homeless.
WQAM broadcasting live.
It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you, man. Appreciate that. As time to bring it back to the roots of football, our high school football playoffs, round 2. Larry Blustein, our South Florida high school football insider, joins us. And Blue, I'm not going to try to put you in the middle of any kind of controversy, but I want to ask you, do you believe that the voters for the 12 spots in the playoffs, you believe that they don't like University of Miami?
I think there's some bias against Miami, yes. It's been a while, and I think this because there's some of the bravado that comes out and, all that pushing things into people's faces. Yes, I think there is. I think there's a little dislike to the University of Miami, which is unfair, but they're not
come on,
alone,
Blue.
though.
I know, but Blue, listen, man, they got 2 losses.
Yes.
Like, they're on the outside looking in. I understand people are all fired up. Just win these games, and then we'll have this conversation. All right, Blue, let's get into the good stuff here, man. Did I see Central scored 70 points last night against that Naples team?
Yeah, and True North scored 68 against the Boca team. So we had two pretty second-round starters, but nevertheless, it will be made up for today in a big way. And there's going to be some really good ones. As we talked yesterday, 2 huge rematches, and that's what you like, in high school football, especially in round 2, because the winners of this round will advance to next week, which is Thanksgiving, and everybody loves to be practicing Thanksgiving morning. And but that region 4A is something, Joe, that I don't think exists in the state of Florida, where we're in round 2 and all 4 of the district teams will face off.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that. I really don't.
No, but it shows how impressive Norland and Archbishop McCarthy and Plantation and defending state champion American Heritage are. And they will all face off this evening, with the winners facing off next week. But I've never heard that before. And certainly New Orleans red hot. They played extremely well over the last couple of weeks, and they get an opportunity to try to make things right against Archbishop McCarthy, who they lost to earlier in the year. And that's one of the 2 rematches. And then obviously the other rematch coming up tonight is Columbus and Palmetto.
Yeah.
Which, Columbus is 4-7, but the adage, throw those records out when these 2 get together. And pretty good second round matchups. And then you add in the West Broward against Monarch game in 6A, with the winner most likely getting a trip to South Ridge next week.
That sounds like a tight game that could come down to the end. Those 2 teams playing,
100%.
Monarch and West Broward, just
100%. And both of them have played elite schedules. You remember that Monarch, opened up with Jacksonville Bulls, who's really good, and then went to Bosco up in New Jersey, and West Broward has done the same. They played up in Camden County in Georgia, and also played their opening game against the team from Utah. Jackson Darts High School out in Utah. So you have 2 evenly matched teams, but I think the focus definitely is going to be on that district, the region 4A, because you have 2 rematches of 2 teams that remember American Heritage.
Well, let me ask you about. I can't get a read on American Heritage Plantation. I know they lost Diabell. Let's start with that. They lost the best quarterback in South Florida, but man, they get a new guy in there that's able to transfer. He's been there now for a good solid month, if not more. American Heritage already beat up Plantation once. Is that right? So how do you feel about this matchup? Plantation got a nice win against Dillard. What do you think? And who comes out of this 4? Who do you think comes out?
Well, just on the gut feeling and watching all these teams play, you got to figure that I think New Orleans got an advantage. I really do. They're athletic. They played down the stretch. They won that game against Plantation. Squeaked one out. They beat Columbus. And then last week they went to Jensen Beach, and and Archbishop McCarthy's played extremely well. I think that their schedule was not as tough as New Orleans, but remember they beat them, and I think that's a motivation for both sides. And and then you have you have that matchup with, like you mentioned, with Heritage, and Heritage has played a crazy schedule. I have to tell you, they played, everybody. They opened up with St. Joe's of Pennsylvania, and they played St. Thomas, and they played Chaminade, and
they've been very competitive in a lot of these games. But I got to tell you, that to me, one of the biggest upsets this year, Archbishop McCarthy beats American Heritage Plantation. I never thought I was going to see that one. I know American Heritage Plantation didn't play that well, but boy, that one got me. Hey, I got to ask you before I forget, another game that I'm really, really curious about. MacArthur got off to kind of a slow start, but they've really picked it up. They had a lot of guys transferred to MacArthur, so they've got some talent. How will they do going up and playing against one of Palm Beach's best teams, that Atlantic team up there?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, MacArthur's won 8 in a row. I mean, they lost earlier in the year. They're in the same district as St. Thomas, which the winner of that region, Coconut Creek plays against St. Thomas tonight, and give Coconut Creek all the props because they played extremely well. And they could have beaten Atlantic. They just couldn't get their kicking game going, and they lost by 3. But to answer your question, I think MacArthur's got a really good shot. They're very athletic. They're big up front. I think now, everyone goes, well, they're young and they don't know each other, but now they do after 11 weeks. And I think that Coach Ortega has done a tremendous job, and I think they got a good shot. It's on the road. Atlantic's not terribly the toughest place to play. So, yeah, I think they got a shot. And wouldn't that be something if they set it up for, a region final against a rematch against St. Thomas again, a team that they lost to, but it was only 17-7.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it was only 17-7. So that I think that's one of the games, obviously, to keep an eye on. And then also the Region 4-2A, where you have Ransom Everglades. Let's face it, Ransom Everglades is not known for football, but this is only the second time that they've ever been to the second round. And they're going against one of the few undefeated teams in the area, LaSalle. They're 11-0. They beat them the first time by 4 points. And then on the other end of this, you got Miami Killian, who's making a comeback against Cardinal Gibbons, which is a tough team to figure out. They're
Coach DeBuck got him playing well, man. I wasn't sure about that team. I know he got hit hard with the transfer guys, but boy, that guy, there they are again, feisty and hanging around here in that second round. Who do you like in that game?
I think Cardinal Gibbons being at home, they're bigger up front. That's one of the things, because people are asking me, about last night when True North, beat St. Andrews. They go, can True North beat Chaminade next week? Can they end Chaminade's run? I think it's going to be one up front, and that's where Chaminade's kind of, for a smaller school. When you're a small school and you have line like Chaminade does, that's the reason why they're trying to go for their 10th consecutive trip to state, because they're different up front. I think that's where Gibbons probably wins the game, because of their offensive and defensive lines are bigger and deeper. But yeah, and as well as I do, you got Northwestern going against Key West this evening. That's, I hate to say it, and I love the people down in Key West, but that's a formality, because next Friday night at Travis Powell, it's really the state championship. It really is. I don't care what anybody says. 3A state championship, them and Central. I mean, there's no other way you could put it. Nice season for everybody else in the state, but those two teams are the best, and they're going to put on a show. So yeah, you're setting yourself up for some pretty good games, and got to give our big schools a props. What about Goldman? I mean, they're going up and playing Spanish River and Boca Raton. Goldman wins, and Columbus wins. Goldman will host.
Wow.
And that's crazy in round 3. So yeah, no, there's some really good games. And like I said, West Broward, to me, against Monarchs, the best game.
All right.
It is.
So if somebody's a junkie and they want to see a good game tonight that you just feel like could come right down to the last few minutes, you like that Monarch West Broward game?
Yeah, and also Palmetto Columbus. Remember, they met the first time, it was 24-21. And then also the other rematch between Norland and Archbishop McCarthy, where McCarthy won. But you know what? It's crazy that you have, because remember, some of these teams have losses. They have 3-4 losses, but this time of year, this is where South Florida kind of rises to the top. And don't want to forget our friends at West Boca Raton. They'll be playing this evening, too, at home, and try to set themselves up for a region final next week. And they are the defending 6A state champions. And our friend Jack Daniels, Cardinal Newman, they're playing this evening against Coral Spring, against a team from Naples, community school in Naples, and it should be a good one. So, yeah, when we talk to you next week, we're going to have a lot to tell you.
All right. Well, listen, I can't wait. That game at Travis Powell between Northwestern and Central is going to be a wild one for sure.
Epic.
Thank you, Blue. Appreciate it, buddy.
Right.
Take care.
Thank you, Joe.
Larry Blustein, our South Florida high school football insider. Alex Donald, host of Locked On Canes, and Canes does the Canes post game here on WQM, is going to join us coming up here. We'll have him at 8 o'clock. Don Bailey Jr., Canes radio analyst, will join us. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. We'll talk to him about all the news, including quarterbacks, man. You can't do a week in the NFL without talking about quarterbacks, right? Either somebody's injured or somebody's playing great or somebody's not playing well. And boy, there is always a shortage of the really good ones. I think we've all seen that. That's what made last night Texans win impressive. They did it with their backup quarterback. Did just enough offensively to beat the Buffalo Bills. All right, we've got a lot more stuff to get to coming up in the show here on a Football Friday, including a little Panthers win last night. Nice Panthers win, 1-0 in regulation. First time since 2017 the Panthers have been able to do that. Good win against the Devils. And, boy, I'll tell you what, if you got season tickets, I'm guessing that game tomorrow. Edmonton's in town. McDavid, Draisaitl. It's pretty good stuff. Pretty good. And by both those guys, I think McDavid's got 32 points and Draisaitl got a bunch of goals. He's got 27 points. Should be a lot of fun, man. Should be a lot of fun for Panther fans going out there. We're going to be watching or listening here, man. We've got it all for you. Baptist Health South Florida's got it all. That's why I bring all these teams up. Yeah, when people ask me, well, where do the pros go? I go, well, this is easy. When you got a sports medicine program like Baptist Health South Florida's put together, Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins, all playing right now. Matter of fact, Inter Miami also getting ready for round 2 of the playoffs. And, boy, I'll tell you what, when it comes to injuries, especially people always ask me, oh, where did I go? Where do the pros go? Where do the colleges go? Well, I tell you, man, Baptist Health's put together an all-star lineup of doctors. You can't be a top sports medicine program. It's got to be, you got to have specialists for every part of the body that sports injuries occur. And boy, do they have it. Every kind of knee injury you've ever had or ever seen. And a lot of our top athletes have been injured. And I can tell you who's done the work. It's been our doctors at Baptist Health South Florida to fix them and get them on the rehabilitation program. Shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement, Achilles, man, these guys are good. Not to mention all the great team doctors we have. Hey, no matter what the injury's been, you don't have to leave town to go find somebody really good. Not when you've got this program like Baptist Health South Florida's put together. My gosh, is it special with 3 great facilities, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility, and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. The pineapple is healthy and ready to take good care of you. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One go every day. Let's get you healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most.
If you leave Now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us here on a Friday? You know, by the way, nobody can mess up a Friday, right?
We'll see. We got a little drama going on with the Los Angeles Lakers. That could screw up Friday. You see this stuff that's going on over there?
I thought the Eagles were the only ones that had a lot of drama.
No. So
Philadelphia Eagles.
they have fired executives Joey and Jesse Buss from their front office positions. They released most of their scouting department as well. Another one of those people is named Sean Buss. You recognize the last name, I assume?
I do. Jerry Buss, the legendary Playboy, Jerry Buss.
Yeah, so this was a family operation here, and those guys were both removed from their position. Jeannie Buss is the one that's kind of running the show over there.
She's out now, doesn't she sell? And they let her go, or she's still there?
I think she's still involved. But
Yeah.
so listen to this one, Joe. This was the quote here from Joey and Jesse Buss. They said, "We're extremely honored to have been part of the organization for the last 20 seasons. Thank you to Laker Nation for embracing our family every step of the way. We wish things could be different with the way our time ended with the team. At times like this, we wish we could ask our dad what he would think about it all."
He probably would have fired him earlier.
So they threw the dad in there.
They threw
Jeannie
the
Buss
dad
will continue
card.
to serve as the Lakers' primary team governor for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
They went on to say Dr. Buss's idea was for Joey and I to run basketball operations one day. Jeannie has effectively kept her place with her siblings fired.
Why do I have a vision of these two sons being complete losers? Lazy, just using their name just to kind of slide through life. Huh?
It's pretty fantastic. So
Yeah.
there's other drama with this too. So apparently there were some other those are the younger siblings of Jeannie. There's also she had a falling out with her older brothers Johnny and Jim in 2017. She removed Jim as the president of Lakers basketball operations. A week after that removal, Johnny and Jim called for an emergency meeting of Lakers shareholders to elect a new board of directors, prompting Jeannie's lawyers to file a temporary restraining order against the older brothers in court.
Oh. We had
That's
some of that
messy,
down
man.
here, right? I don't know if you're familiar with the history with the Robbie family.
No, I'm actually not.
Yeah.
Did we really?
Yeah. They were a divided family on all issues. And during that time, Tim's fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
but there were some of the Robbie family, there was a bunch of kids, and it got ugly.
Yeah.
And the father passed, and Wayne came in, and Wayne Huizenga bought the team from him.
It's a lot of money.
But it was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess between some of the kids.
All right, here's another mess, Joe. The Las Vegas Grand Prix is underway here. This thing's going to be like in the middle of the night, so I don't know if anyone's going to be
How'd
watching
that
locally here.
remember last year we talked about this, Woody, and the hotels they were trying to block in
Yeah, they do. They block the bridges off. Those bridges you can cross the strip. They black them out so you can't see. Because everything's got to
everybody
be
to
sold
pay.
so you
Yeah,
can watch.
right.
You want to watch the cars. But we had another issue here, Joe. The second practice session, Las Vegas Grand Prix, was red flagged twice on Thursday evening because of concerns over a loose maintenance cover near turn 17.
Oh boy.
It's like a sewer, thing
Yeah.
or whatever. Last year, one of them or a couple of years ago, one of them flew off. I got to tell you, I was in
that
Vegas.
race. Is that race so far like ours a home run? Is theirs considered to be a home run out there with F1 at Vegas or
I
no?
mean, it looks really cool, but I will tell you that I was in Vegas like a month or so before the race. I was maybe last year, the year before, and we were in an Uber, and like the Uber driver was just ranting the entire ride about how much they hate F1.
I got to tell you, man, this thing down here, F1 is a slam dunk home run.
No, it's fantastic, but like imagine they were doing the race down US 1.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? And the other thing that's crazy about it too is they have to repave the road every year for it. So they shut down Las Vegas Boulevard in
I didn't know
spots.
that.
And they got to
Wow,
repave
Woody.
the road. Cars are, going 200 miles an hour.
No, I got it.
$10 million cars.
No, I got it. It makes sense, Woody.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Whoops, there's a pothole. We'll fix that
Yeah.
next year.
Hey, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hate to
But I think
destroy
that
your
would be like
car.
almost the equivalent. Like if you're going to have the race down US 1 in Miami.
Yeah.
We're
got
going to
you,
shut
Wood.
down portions of the road here so we can pave it for this. Yeah. Drivers are not happy.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Joe. The NBA TV rights owners must be happy because NBA viewership somehow is up 30% under the new media rights deals, despite none of their players playing.
By the way, I'm talking to my dad. He goes, man, I'll tell you what, Golden State with all their guys out was really competitive in that game. I said, Dad, that's not what they're talking about back here, man, and around the league. They're talking about 3 of their guys. The 4th guy was injured, their young guy. They're talking about their 3 guys not playing after they played a full game the night before in Orlando. Apparently, it's NBA players at a certain age can't play back-to-back nights.
Yeah. I'd love to hear what your dad had to think about that. That guy probably worked his ass off for a while.
He did, but he gives them all the benefit. All his teams get the benefit of the doubt. He thought calls were going against him out here.
You say work for the power company, right?
He is a PG&E guy. Yeah, equivalent to the FP&L.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He's
tell him Jimmy made $700,000 to sit out.
Yeah. No. I did. I actually told him the amount of money last night.
Nice.
They're making that kind of money? I go, per game.
Yeah.
Not for the season.
All right, Joe, here we go. A couple of auction items to round out the week here. We have a Lou Gehrig 1937 jersey.
Where the hell's this stuff come from?
I don't know. You were a young boy in 1937. You could have been at the game, and he maybe tossed it in the stands. I don't know.
You know, Lou's got one of the greatest speeches of all time.
Yeah, and this was, they said, from that year.
Wow.
So this is his final season. And this is obviously like a really cool kind of holy grail item. Any idea what this would go for?
Well, you really promoted it well. I'm going to say $2.5 million.
$3 to $4 million.
Huh. I'm getting better, closer on this, Woody, because you actually have educated me.
Yeah.
As much as you can educate a dummy.
Our final auction item for the day, Joe.
Yeah.
We got the Game 7 home run balls. That didn't take long for those two to hit auction here. You got the Rojas and the Will Smith.
Oh.
Home run balls.
Oh, not a million.
Let's start with the Rojas. What do you think?
Okay.
It's not.
That tied it. That was the game that tied it.
Yeah.
That was a shot that tied. Solo shot tied it. Okay. I'm gonna say $500,000.
100 to 300.
Okay.
How about the Will Smith?
Well, I'm gonna say 700. 300
to 500.
Okay.
You're close.
No, really not.
You're not allowed to go over, though. If you go over, you lose. It's like the Price is Right.
Yeah. Woody, I'm not. It's incredible, man, the stuff. Hey, we got 2 guys that live down here. The stuff's worth $1 zillion when I say down here. Michael Jordan got his own real estate, own golf course, and his stuff is ridiculous.
I saw this about Michael Jordan the other day.
Tom Brady, too.
To tell you real quick, I know Brady will sign, a lot more stuff. But so Jordan, they showed a video of him going into a hotel, and there's a kid trying to get his autograph, and he walks right past the kid, completely ignores him. They said Jordan cannot sign because of the deal that he has with Upper Deck.
Keep that value up.
Yeah. He can't sign
Boy,
for
I
people.
got to tell you, that's a tough one, though. When you sign that, because you look so bad. You get a kid or a sick kid or kids going through a lot.
Well, I don't think the kid was sick, but
no, but you know my point.
I understand what you're saying.
And people see it and they're going, really? Oh, you couldn't take
can't
one
sign.
second.
It's part of his deal.
Can he take a picture?
He did not take a picture in the video that I saw, but I don't blame the guy.
Take a picture, man. Anyway. All right.
Somebody said they figured out you got to allow Chick-fil-A to use your location and then the nuggets appear. Jamie, get on it.
What is that again?
Get right on that.
Jamie is the only person in South Florida that did not get the nuggets. But this
I'm not sure everybody knows about this. Did everybody know about this?
I've been trying it like during the show. I've refreshed my Chick-fil-A app multiple times and still no nuggets. I'll try this location thing now. That'll be my next try.
30 saves by the Panthers and you get nuggets. That's the promotion. And so Jamie, we did this last week. I found out about it last week because they hit it while you were gone. You were parading around Spain. And we got it last week, but everyone but Jamie got the nuggets. Everyone was working here got it.
And you have to go to certain locations or they're good.
I think you have to allow this. He's saying you have to allow the Chick-fil-A to use your location. So he's got to enable his location settings. Don't worry about it, man. We'll get it.
That one out in Weston is, I think, the one we We go to.
Okay.
All right. Hey, we've got 8 o'clock hour coming up. Alex Donald's going to join us here, the host of Locked On Canes and Canes Postgame here on WQM. We'll talk to him a little bit about everything. See how Donald's handling everything going in these last two. Just win these last two, man, and then we can all get into this big debate, whether it's great news or it's bad news and we got screwed or we didn't, and all the other things are going to pop up when you're right on the bubble of getting in here to the 12-team playoff. I want to tell you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. This cat has an amazing offer. It's called Hometown Heroes Program. Boy, he's helping first responders such as law enforcement, healthcare professionals, educators, firefighters, and military vets with up to $35,000 in closing costs and down payment assistance with low fixed rates and no prepaid penalties. Give Michael a call on his cell phone. You can do it today. Call or text him 561-441-2730. It's 561-441-2730. And Michael Kotze, you can learn more about the Hometown Heroes program that's becoming very, very popular. Michael Kotze has right now for you. Hey, listen, whether it's debt consolidation or looking for a mortgage, you need to get quickly and get the lowest rates. That's what he's all about. Not only that, the man has no life. He works 7 days a week. 30 years of experience at Choice Mortgage. He's always working. And again, you can call or text him 561-441-2730. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com, starting with the Panthers, who shut out the Devils 1-0. Big Bob had 31 saves, so free nuggets for all. Next up, the Cats will host Edmonton tomorrow night for a Cup final rematch. Over to Hoops and the Heat, who will be in Chicago tonight, take on the Bulls. Tip-off is at 8. The game can be heard here on WQAM. And last night, the Canes blew out Elon 99-72. Next up, Miami will host Delaware State on Sunday afternoon. The Canes football will hit the road today for their matchup with Virginia Tech. Tomorrow's game kicks at noon and can be heard here on WQAM with our countdown to kickoff beginning at 8 a.m. And in the NFL, Week 12 began with the Texans upsetting the Bills 23-19. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, let's go to a guy that we all know very well around here. Been part of QAM for a long time. Alex Dono, host of Locked On Canes and the Canes postgame on WQAM. Dono, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Joe, I'm doing well. Just excited for some college football tomorrow. Excited to keep breaking down these CFP rankings when they come out.
Man.
It's been a lot of fun.
Well, I want to ask you about that. I guess everybody knows by now, 15-13 in the poll in the college football playoff rankings on the outside. Some of them are showing in the brackets that they're in, and some are saying they're still out and they got a long way to go. And Georgia Tech, Pitt, Virginia, SMU with one loss in the ACC, but strength of schedule and the team that college football playoff ranking committee would like to see is Miami, or they don't. So everybody's getting all lathered up. Even people that call games for the university are getting pretty fired up about everything right now. Listen, first thing you got to do is win these last two games. Let's just start with that, and then we'll have some time to really get fired up if you're not happy with the results. But you got to win these two games. And I do want to ask, I don't believe the committee has something against the Canes. I think everybody realizes, and maybe I'm being stupid, that the Canes are good for football. They're good for business. Don't you think, or no?
I would think so. It definitely seems like there are certain brands they prioritize over the Canes, though. Like, Notre Dame is the absolute darling, and obviously Alabama, they're going to do whatever they can to put them in that mix. I think what grinds people's gears about the whole Miami Notre Dame thing is how they're separated by so many spots, despite Miami having the head-to-head with an identical record. And also the strength of record and strength of schedule are similar. So it's not as if Miami's playing a G5 schedule and Notre Dame's playing a power schedule. I think what people have a hard time getting past is when in every other sport, if you have the same record, the head-to-head is the primary tiebreaker. Yet the College Football Playoff Committee would say, well, no, it's not head-to-head. It's this team has better losses than the other teams. Well, hold on. Well, what about the wins and what about the head-to-head? So I think that's what upsets people. Now, over the next couple of weeks, and you said it perfectly, Joe, none of this matters if Miami doesn't win their final two games. So you have to start there. You have to beat Virginia Tech and you have to beat Pitt to even be in that conversation 2-3 weeks from now when this actually matters, okay? So, I mean, that's where you have to kind of start on this. But then with the way that the committee actually ranks these teams, they've revealed that when they go through their conversations, Joe, they're not looking at a full board with every team and saying, okay, who lost who's more deserving. They rank and compare teams based on 3-team groups. They call them comparative pools. And so the way the committee has been able to explain why Miami's head-to-head has not been weighed against Notre Dame to this point is they haven't been in the same comparative pool. They've never been in the same group of 3 or 4 teams, right? So, which seems kind of ridiculous because who decides who's in what pool, right? But we can't compare them because they're not in the same comparative pool. You have to wonder if Miami does win their next 2 games and win them impressively, can they get into that comparative pool where the committee would be forced to weigh the head-to-head?
Well, I think if Florida and Florida State were really good this year, and I don't mean like top, but like really good, have some really, really good wins and good records, that would help a lot too, right, on strength of schedule. Because this thing looked, when it started and Florida State beats Alabama, and then you beat up Florida State pretty well, especially through the first 3 quarters of that game, you thought, okay, man, this is going to be good. And then Florida had a great second half last year with that young quarterback. They got it figured out. And then, next thing you know, the coach is gone, and it's been a disaster. But let's talk about the game now here for just a second. Keontae Scott, what a loss, by the way. What a great, I don't know where you rank him for transfer portal guys, but what a year he is having. 10 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and a pick 6. But he was a good one. I just want to start because I know he's not going to be playing anymore this season. But just a really good one. What's your thoughts on just how good the freshman class was, especially last week, from Fitzgerald to Pringle? You can go through all of them more. They played a lot of young guys, and they didn't miss a beat. Matter of fact, it might have been their best game of the year.
Yeah, I think that this has been, in the 4 years now of Mario Cristobal era, this has been the most impactful total freshman class. I mean, the first, or Cristobal's second year, Bain and Mark Fletcher had really good years, obviously, which you can't ignore. But just this year, the amount of guys who are stepping up, Joe, and, Malachi Toney has become someone that he never leaves the field. And that's part of what makes him so effective. And week after week, Toney is taking on more responsibility. I mean, it's gotten to a point where not only is he, he's been one of your 2 leading receivers all season long, but he's also become, the gadget guy who can throw passes. He can also run. You've designed plays to get him the football on the perimeter, get him the football early and often. And a couple things Shannon Dawson said about Toney this week is, I mean, number one, he's such a hard worker and he's so intelligent that, they try not to throw too much at him. But even at, 18 years old, was 17 when the season started, Toney is able to take on all these extra responsibilities without kind of getting overwhelmed by it, which is incredible. And then the other thing is, when he's involved in all these gadget plays, part of the reason why these gadget plays, they don't all work, but for the most part they work, is because he's always on the field, right? I mean, certain teams have their gadget guy, when this guy gets on the field, they're probably going to run something weird. But with Malachi Toney, you don't know because he's always on the field anyway, which is remarkable. And then, some of these other freshmen, Joe, I mean, Bryce Fitzgerald, he's the guy who got the call to start, once Keontae Scott was out for the year. And I agree, Keontae Scott was, one of the best players, period, on this team before that unfortunate injury for him. But the next man up mentality has really worked for Miami with a guy like Bryce Fitzgerald, with a guy like Gerard Pringle going back to the offense. He's kind of unlocked this offense over the last couple of weeks. Everyone's wondering, hey, how do you get more runs to the outside? How do you get more explosive plays from the running game? Gerard Pringle has provided that, and he's another one, despite, being a true freshman. He didn't get tired despite a heavy workload in the game last week. He's someone he's picked up the pass protections. He knows the playbook now, which is how you get a freshman running back on the field. And Josh Moore at receiver is another one with the injuries that Miami's had at wideout these last couple of weeks. Now, we think we're going to get CJ Daniels back for this game, which is big. But Tony Johnson has also been out while CJ has been out, and Josh Moore has had his opportunities to step up. He makes those great contested catches, 50-50 balls. He's awesome with that. He's got explosiveness down the field. And so, it's pretty remarkable that with Miami having an opportunity to maybe get into the college football playoff, that you're going to have, close to a half dozen true freshmen who are going to have to get you there. And these are all guys who have embraced their opportunities when they've been needed as the next man up.
I was shocked that Pringle jumped ahead of everybody. I knew Fletcher was still a little banged up. And as you said, he's going to be back, and they're going to need a strong, in my opinion, I like big backs in the cold weather like Mark Fletcher. I think it's built for him. But having Pringle now and moving ahead of all those guys, how much did that surprise you?
Based on the way he played in the Syracuse game, the game before, it didn't surprise me. But actually, I guess it always surprises you when they actually give a true freshman the nod, especially and listen, Miami's coaching staff, everything is at stake, right? You try to rely on your veterans when every game is a must win. So maybe it was a little bit surprising, but not all that surprising, Joe, considering how good Pringle was in the second half of the game before. I really respect the fact that Mario Cristobal and his staff realized that, hey, like, this guy earned it on the field like the week before, that we can't not start him, right? And so I guess what we're all looking forward to seeing, this weekend is, assuming Fletcher is back, do they start Pringle again? And I think they very well will, Joe. I think they do value the fact that he did nothing last week, to not warrant another start. And then also with Fletcher, working his way back from an injury, they might be, a little bit conservative with bringing him back and maybe not starting him. So I fully expect Gerard Pringle to start again, Joe. Now, I think Fletcher, assuming he's fully recovered, can definitely play a lot in this game. And I don't think it matters as much who starts versus who plays well and how much you ride the hot hand. But it would not surprise me if they start Pringle for the second straight week.
I would love to see them come out and get a little creative with that game plan and not come up with that stuff just running the ball up the middle. Sure would like to see. I'd love the runs to the outside, but also, listen, man, you got a lot of good receivers. I think we saw it again last week. I know the weather's going to be a little different, but, boy, I'd love to see that passing game get going early on. Are you with me on that one?
I'm with you on that. And this is, it's not a great defense that you're facing against Virginia Tech. So the recipe should be there. They're below average against the pass. They're below average against the run. And obviously we'll have a different conversation about the Pittsburgh game the following week.
Right. Completely.
And I'm not guaranteeing Miami wins this Saturday, because really for me, this is about Miami not getting in their own way. Like, this is continuing to show that your offense is in fact clicking and you can sustain that for another game. Show us you're going to protect the football, because turnovers have hurt this team in the past. Show us you're going to be disciplined enough not to shoot yourself in the foot with penalties. If you do these things effectively, Joe, you should come away victorious here, because, up in Blacksburg, the storyline this week is not the Miami game. The storyline is, hey, we just hired our new head coach, James Franklin, who will not be coaching this weekend, Joe. He will be in the crowd, maybe providing some extra juice for those fans, but James Franklin is not coaching this weekend. They've got an actual game against Miami, and Miami should be the far better team on the field. So it's up to the Hurricanes to go out there and take care of business. But to your original question, there's no reason why the offense shouldn't continue to be creative. I think Shannon Dawson and his personnel have kind of found a rhythm now, and I'd like to see them continue that.
Yeah, good stuff. Alex, thank you so much, but appreciate it very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Alex Donald, host of Locked On Canes and Canes Postgame here on WQAM. Don Bailey Jr., Canes radio analyst, going to join us later on here in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll talk to him. Mike Florio will join us, talk a little National Football League. There's always plenty of quarterback. And what do we got? A guy got spit on. We got that one. And a guy denied it, man. Hard to deny something everybody can see with all these cameras and these close-ups, for sure. Atlantic Men's Clinic, man, I got to tell you, great results. Can't tell you enough. I want to talk to every man out there that is going through low T, ED combination. And usually if you have one, you have the other. Low T, man, energy level, in a funk, find yourself even a little depressed sometimes. Like, man, I've been really down. Oh, you're just tired, honey. Well, it's all part of low T, and it happens to guys, hey, early, mid-30s, it starts hitting you in a big way. As you get older, 50% of the men in their 50s have ED and low T. So you kind of get the picture, man. And I go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I'm always amazed how young the guys are when I go in there. And I had it, man. I had it for a while. Finally did something about it. I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic, and I got to tell you the results for low T, get my energy level back, which means just being a lot more active during the day for a few hours. Sex drive also still important to me. And I'm guessing it's important to a lot of guys out there, man. If you want to get it back, you've been a little frustrated, whether you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even your 80s, man, call up Atlantic Men's Clinic. You'll get the testing done, the PSA test. They'll meet with you. They'll go over everything with you, tell them, what's going on in your life. You tell them, have an honest discussion, and they're going to put you on a program that is perfect for you. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. I want to say this. You got to set up that first appointment, or this message is no good and it's a waste. You've been talking about doing it. Do it. 877-455-7300. Results, unbelievable. I've been on the program for a year and a half. Atlantic Men's Clinic works. I mean, works in a big way. Just great. And today, matter of fact, I'm going to stop by Atlantic Men's Clinic in Plantation, 877-455-7300, or visit atlanticmensclinic.com for more information. Guys, it works. If you're going through it right now and you want to get rid of it, stop thinking about it, stop talking about it, and do something with Atlantic Men's Clinic.
And there is no rain in today's forecast. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored is brought to you by the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get offers on select models now through September 2nd.
Welcome back, and good morning to everybody. So yesterday, sometimes I get this and I forget, but I didn't want to forget. So played a little tennis yesterday and playing next to a very nice group of women who were getting lessons. And she says to me, hey, my husband, Vinny, you just call him Vinny from New York. She had some other names for him, is a Giants fan. I go, that's good. I mean, we don't, Giants got some problems right now, but that's good. We like sports fans. It's good. So anyway, I just want to say good morning to Vinny as he's getting rolling there somewhere. Not sure where they live.
You threw me for a loop there, man. I thought this was going to be an altercation for sure.
No. Woody, I do nice things sometimes.
No, but this had altercation written all over it, man.
No. They were, by the way, they were getting lessons, and it was.
I thought you were waiting to say that you were making noise or she was making noise, and you guys got in a fight. That's what I was waiting on.
We have. Oh, I shouldn't do this. He's going to be mad. I'm not going to do it. Alan Poupart.
Yeah.
So love playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy playing with him. I do.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites. So the first day, we have a coach that plays next to us. There's courts that the pros give lessons. It's busy. The courts in Plantation are busy. Central Park courts they stay pretty busy. A lot of people go out there. It's good. You want to get a game, you can get out there, all different ages. It's fantastic. So anyway, we're playing, and he's getting real frustrated. I said, man, am I doing something? So he loses a couple games in a row, and something's really bothering Alan Poupart. So I said, hey, man, what's going on? He goes, this guy next to us, the pro, every time he hits it, he, like it's really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say so. I go, you can't say something to him. He's been here forever. Coach Leon's been here forever. And I don't even notice. I go, you hear everything. Well, maybe I do, but it's very annoying. He should. So anyway, we move like 8 courts away. There's a zillion courts. We go clay court, but we go way far away. So it's funny because one day, again, I'm playing with him, and we're about 3 courts away, and he goes, I this is messing me up again. So I go in, I go, can we get a court further away from Leon? They go, what's wrong with Leon? What are you doing? I go, he goes, he, every time he hits it. So anyway, Alan and Coach Leon aren't best of friends.
Okay.
Say that.
Wow.
Oh, how can he hear me? Like, concentrate on your game. You shouldn't be able to block that out. Well, some guys.
See, that's what I was looking for, a little drama at the tennis court.
I knew you
That's what I thought.
something.
Well, you started telling the story, and I really, that's what I thought you were about to do.
Because
every time you tell us a story about the tennis place, it's some kind of fight you've gotten into.
No.
Someone approaches you in the parking lot.
Everything's good. Everything's good at the courts. Right. Everything's good. But that was I knew you wanted something. I gave you a little something.
Okay.
So
can we get into any more? Can I ask you any more about?
No.
Like who you were playing, anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No. We want to stay on
personal.
that. I just want to do something nice. Thank some guy that's moved down here from New York and
it's a very nice thing in the morning. I just, I didn't.
What are you saying? It's not like me?
No, I just didn't know you were just saying hello to someone. You started telling the story. You're like, there was some woman next to me taking a lesson.
Well, she was with her friend. She wasn't by herself.
I know, but I thought you were going to say that.
Very entertaining. They hit bad shots and they were throwing F-bombs. I just was very entertained. But no, it was great. Anyway, hey,
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to make you out to be a monster, but
no, you kind of have.
It's just every time you discuss the tennis facility, it's
they're still showing these highlights of the beating that Josh Allen took last night.
Pretty rough.
He got. I know I can't say the S word. It's got me in trouble.
Please don't.
He got the crap
screwed up last Friday.
He got the crap knocked out of him. I mean, I wonder how many quarterbacks that shot he took from behind. He was moving up, and before he got the line of scrimmage, it looked like he was looking to throw the ball, and I don't know, his awareness apparently left him because he got hit by one of those defensive ends from behind and went down, and he was in pain. and it was I thought he broke his wrist. When he first grabbed it, I thought it was Aaron Rodgers number 2. I did.
I just can't believe they have a quarterback like Josh Allen and they can't surround him with talent. Like, I just go all in, man. They should have a draft pick for the next 10 years. Try to win a Super Bowl with that guy.
Well,
they
are.
Can.
I mean, he's going to get you 10 wins every year, right? That guy.
I don't know if they're going to get to 10 wins this year, Joe.
They're 7-4.
I don't know. You going to guarantee that they're going to get to 10?
No, I'm not. No.
They seem to have some serious problems. Their defense isn't great.
Hey, they're not the only ones. I think Chargers got problems too. I'm waiting for this Chargers thing.
Khalil Shakir is your number 1, can only take you so far.
I agree. That's not a very good group.
No, I mean, even Mahomes is Worthy and Rice and Kelsey.
They signed a guy off the streets to join them who is an old Kansas City receiver. And then they brought up, is it Gabe Davis?
Yeah, they brought up Gabe Davis.
Gabe's back.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe didn't work out in Jacksonville and got some good money. Didn't work out there. And they're, hey, come on back, Gabe. Hell, he stole it to him like he's the number 1 guy last night.
That's pathetic.
That's when you have problems. No wonder they wanted Waddle. No wonder they went after Waddle hard, offering a 3. What'd I tell you? 2 or a 3 this year and a 1 next year. And the Dolphins said no. Good move. You can't. No matter what. No matter how sweet the deal is, you can't make a trade with the Buffalo Bills. Not at this point.
So I know you're going to ask Florio about this, but I don't know if any of the big 3 out of the AFC are going to make the playoffs at this point, man. Chiefs, Ravens, Bills.
Well, if there's one team, I'm going to go with the Ravens.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They're 1 game behind the Steelers. Steelers got a tough one. Steelers at Chicago to take on the Bears. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is starting, but if not, well, I guess the other guy won the game.
Limited practice yesterday.
Said he wants to keep going. By the way, Joe Burrow's back a month early with Cincinnati taking on the Patriots as the Patriots go for their 10th win. 10th win. And amazing. It is. Last year, Woody, I know you remember this. Bills, Ravens, Texans, and Chiefs, which seems to happen a lot, right?
Yes.
Those are teams that you're going, all right, they're always there. Texans making a strong run here late, but they can't catch the Colts at this point. That's not going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen. Anyway, hey, we got more stuff to get to. We got more at the Canes. Don Bailey Jr. is going to join us, Canes radio analyst, and we'll talk to him. He's out there all the time, and we'll talk to him with the Canes, spend a lot of time with him, and get his take on everything. I'm sorry, even to my good friends, and I know a lot of them disagree with me on the Canes. Whatever happens, listen, a 10-2 record is really good, but if you don't make it, you got nobody to blame but yourself. That's how I feel. Hey, I got to tell you, tennis. I want to talk about tennis. Talking about going to Central Park and playing tennis. How about 4 of the best players in the world going to be playing right here before the big Miami Open? December 8th at Lone Depot Park, first ever tennis event at Lone Depot Park. On December 8th, top-ranked Carlos Alcaraz will face off with Brazilian star João Fonseca. And by the way, if you haven't seen him play, that guy fills up stadiums like nobody's business. Everybody from Brazil comes out to watch this teenager play. And then they got a great one with the women, too, including Amanda Anisimova is going to be playing, and Jessica Pegula, ranked 4th and 6th in the world on the women's side. First ever tennis event at Lone Depot Park, December 8th, 7 p.m. That's a Monday. Tickets are $40. They're on sale at marlins.com/tennis. If you love tennis, man, you're going to love going to this event. I mean, some really, really good players for this special event that they're having at Lone Depot Park. And anyway, so tickets again start at $40. They're on sale now at marlins.com/tennis.
It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
All right, Woody, and a good friend of mine, Don Bailey Jr., Canes radio analyst, joins us this morning. And DBJ, a lot of Canes fans, they're all over the place right now. They're a little fired up, but the only thing you can really control, and I know you agree with this, is just win convincingly, hopefully, both these next two games, and then let's see what happens instead of trying to figure it out.
There's nothing. I don't even look anymore, Joe. It's shoulda, woulda, coulda, this, that, the other. Who's got to do this? Who's got? Just win the football game.
Yeah.
I mean, really, and it sounds crazy, but that's what it boils down to. If Miami wins against Virginia Tech and then they go to Pittsburgh and they win at Pittsburgh, then you've got a 10-win season, and you just have to see what happens with everybody else in the rest of the world. And it will be hard for me to believe that Miami with 10 wins would not get in. It's hard for me to fathom that.
All right. So before we get to that, and that'll be a discussion we have in a couple of weeks if it happens, but I do know the formula, and I think you do too, because we've seen it. No 12 penalty games and no 3 or 4 turnovers in a game. And I like our chances against both Virginia Tech and Pitt.
I'm with you 100%. We're not even talking have more explosives. We're not even talking about the run game. There's nothing else to talk about. Handle the turnover battle and handle the penalty category, and you will be in a position to win as many games as you have left on the schedule, whether it's 2 more or 4 more or 5 more. That's what it boils down to.
DBJ, that game was, I didn't get to see it live, so I had to come home and see it. Was so much fun to watch the highlights on just how of a complete game it was from the start to the finish. And then all the young guys that played either started or got a lot of playing time, on just a reminder of how good this true freshman class is as well.
So let's start with the freshmen, Joe, and let's give the University of Miami head coach and their staff some credit. They have proven they can develop football players. When you walk into that game against North Carolina State on both sides of the football, but we'll go defense for a few minutes. You hold NC State to 23 yards rushing net for the game. You hold them to 120 yards passing for the game, 143 yards of total offense. And you've got arguably, especially in the second level, your best player on the bench, right, is injured. So, and then you come up with a pick six and a takeaway, and you Mesidor coming into the ball game with a couple tackles for loss and sacks, and go down the list, the tackle list, and there's Bryce Fitzgerald, there's Lightfoot, there's Lucas, there's Blunt, there's Pickett, there's O'Connor. You've got there's Charles Brantley, there's Dylan Day. The list goes on and on of these guys that participated and played a phenomenal football game.
The Pringle story is by far. Did you know the Pringle thing was catching to the fire to the point that he was going to start against this game against NC State?
Not up until towards the end of the week of last week. I mean, it was not something that they've been sitting on and holding on to. I think, Pringle, what people don't realize, and you know this as well as anybody, what people don't realize with that running back position, they all can run the football, period. All of them. There's not anybody anywhere in major college football that plays that position that can't run. The question is, how are they in pass blocking? How are they with their assignments? How are they with blocking when they're held in to add protection? So there's a whole lot of other things incorporated into that position in today's college football. And he's developed, and he really worked overtime. Mario talked about it, about how he would be down at scout team and come back. And this young man's work ethic is somewhere in that Malachi Toney deal, where he's easy to coach, commits himself, is dedicated to it, and does whatever it takes. There's no pouting with your running scout team and then have to come back up. There's none of that. He is committed to being as good as he can be, and it shows that he's going to be pretty darn good.
Malachi, I saw the ranking. I was just curious looking up stuff. Malachi Toney, by a lot of people, is considered to be the best freshman in the country. You're going by numbers. There's a couple of quarterbacks that are starting, but Malachi, for everything he does for this offense, because he can throw it. He made a throw the other day to JoJo Trader. And by the way, he didn't throw one of those wobbly, like, oh, that's a guy who played American Heritage Plantation at quarterback at the end of the year when Dia went down. That was crazy.
And Joe, think about it. There's no warm up. I mean, it's
No,
right.
it just zips it.
Mally, go in. You're throwing the football. Okay. I mean, you could be playing a game for in the middle of the third quarter. Go in and you're going to throw the football here. Okay, no problem. No warm up. Nothing. You don't see him warming up at practice ever. It's not like he goes and hangs out with the quarterbacks during the warm up period. That's just pure athletic ability. And you start talking about freshmen, and forget freshmen. He's one of the most exciting players in America.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, forget the fact he was 17. He's just turned 18. He's a true freshman. He should be in high school. Compare him to the entire country, and he can hold his own.
Yeah, there's no, it's been a great story. Let me ask you about Carson Beck's play. Overall, I thought he threw the ball really well. I loved his location on some of those deep passes, especially to Moore, the outside shoulder when he's pretty well covered with good stuff.
I think he said it in his post game where he feels that he has now incorporated himself completely into the game, in the sense that he understands the offense, he understands the calls, he understands the terminology, and he has confidence and what happened to him after the surgery. And if it was a knee that took place, and it was a knee at the end of last year, you almost would have wrote him off for this year if it was a knee. So, everybody says it takes a year for that knee to get right, or 9 to 12 months now. And you look at him and it makes sense. And he has played so efficient and so in control, and he's not searching for a spectacular play. He is taking what the offense gives, and they are diagramming some things that open up to give him multiple options, but he's throwing completions. And I think that's how he's built. I really do. I think that's how he's, at the end of the day in his career, he's thrown 73 touchdowns and 29 picks. So he's better than 2 for 1. And he's a 69% passer for his career. And he's showing up. He's showing up.
Yeah, no question. Hey, the Keontae Scott story. Looks like he's done for the year, but I got to tell you, what a year, man. What a great transfer portal pickup he was. 10 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, had the pick 6. Just really good tackler, great blitzer, unbelievable.
Well, he's so instinctive, and he gave Miami somebody that plays, the nickel naturally, and he could handle the slot guy, Joe, as well. And the big thing about him is people don't realize, he was up for the Thorpe. It was probably his award if he finished out the season. And the best part about him is he came in and brought leadership. He came in and set an example. He came in and did multiple spots. He could do anything everybody asked. And all you heard were good reports off the field. And then on the field, it took care of itself. And then for him to be out of that game and Coach Heatherman able to put that defensive scheme together last week, which was as impressive as anything you could put on the field, especially with all the young names that played.
Yeah. No, listen, a lot of great stuff going on. Just got to finish it out, DBJ. Just got to finish it out. Can't look ahead to Pitt. Got to take care of Virginia Tech, because whatever they have, they're going to throw at them this week. Trick plays and everything else to try to score some points. And they're going to, by the way, the Canes defense, 9th in the country with giving up just 14 points a game. Hey, DBJ, thank you so much, bud, for coming on. Have a great trip.
You're welcome, man. I'll talk to you next week. Have a happy Thanksgiving, Joe.
Back at you, DBJ. Thank you so much. Don Bailey Jr., Canes radio analyst. All right, look at that. Already getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'll bet you DBJ throws that big party too, doesn't he? Probably gets everybody ready. Hey, we got to go to break. 9 o'clock hours coming up. Mike Florio will join us. Hey, I got to tell you about Beverly's Jeweler, my jeweler, making it easy to shine this holiday season. Right now, you can get this stunning 3-carat certified lab-grown diamond, VVS Clarity E-Color set in a custom-made 14-karat gold engagement ring for just $3,999. It looks like it's worth $30,000 or $40,000. It's spectacular. It really is. It's a 3-carat diamond ring for only $3,999. Choose your favorite shape, and larger sizes are available at similar savings, but hurry. This offer is for a limited time only. And while you're there, if you're doing some holiday shopping, they want to let you know they got a huge selection of diamond studs, tennis bracelets, fine jewelry with up to 70% off select pieces during the holiday sale. They got something for everybody. I always tell them that. I'm going in there pretty soon and get my shopping done. If you need extra cash, Beverly's pays top dollar for your gold, silver, and jewelry with immediate payment. We enjoy interest-free financing, free gift wrapping, and they got a great staff to help you with anything that you're looking for. Really an easy way to shop, even if you're a big dummy like I am. Visit Beverly's Jewelers in Fort Lauderdale or online at bevjewelers.com. Beverly's Jewelers, where South Florida gets engaged.
Today's topics are
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the price seats, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Panthers, who shut out the Devils 1-0. Big Bob had 31 saves, so free nuggets for all. Next up, the Cats will host Edmonton tomorrow night for a Cup final rematch. Over to Hoops, and the Heat will be in Chicago tonight to take on the Bulls. Tip-off is at 8. The game can be heard right here on WQAM. And last night, the Canes blew out Elon 99-72. Next up, Miami will host Delaware State on Sunday afternoon. The Canes football will hit the road today for their matchup with Virginia Tech. Tomorrow's game kicks at noon and can be heard here on WQAM with our countdown to kickoff beginning at 8 a.m. And in the NFL, Week 12 began with the Texans upsetting the Bills 23-19. The Joe Rowe Show continues now.
A little taste of some of these big guys coming out hitting them. Like, all right, you think you're going to run around our guy? How about if you get a little taste of Landon Dickerson coming right down your throat?
The throw to Ayuk inside, touchdown. Samuel leading the way. Ayuk comes inside of him.
All right, it's official now. Nobody can mess up your Friday. Nobody. What do you offered up good weather? Nobody can mess up your Friday here, man. Hope everybody out there is having a good day. We got a lot more stuff coming up. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk will join us here in about 15 minutes or so. We'll talk to Mike and go around the National Football League with all the drama. You know, we could just do shows with Mike and just do quarterbacks and wide receivers, right? And we could do most of them.
We could, but hang on one second. You know what time it is. It's time for you to make us some money, Joe.
How'd I do last week?
How do you do, Jamie? You do all right?
You did good, Joe.
All right.
I don't have the official numbers on me right now.
I felt pretty good. I saw a couple. I felt pretty good now that you guys
trending up. Well, you were in Spain last week, so that doesn't count.
Making people money, even when I'm in Spain.
All right, let's run through these, man.
Drinking too much tequila. What was that weak-ass excuse I told you the first day I couldn't make it?
You told me you were doing something with the Dolphins. I didn't know exactly what that meant, but whatever.
I lied.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I was hurting, man. I went after the tequila in Spain like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah, like you were running around going to practice or something. All right. Anyway, Bears hosting the Steelers 1 o'clock. Chicago favored by 2.5.
Oh man, I'm gonna go Bears.
Wow. All right. Pats and Bengals from Cincinnati, New England favored by 6.
We think Joe's going to be back? God dang, this.
You can skip this one if you want to wait on the quarterback.
No.
This could be a pass.
Oh, man, the Patriots. They got to lose at some point.
No.
All right, I'll go Patriots.
Let's skip the Lions and Giants. That's a 10-point spread. Green Bay hosting Minnesota. Green Bay is favored by 6.
Boy, Green Bay just does not look good. I'm going to go Minnesota.
All right, let's skip Seahawks and Titans. That's 13.5. All right, here we go. This is a good one. Chiefs hosting the Colts. Kansas City favored by 3.5.
I'm going to go Chiefs in this one. I'm going to go to Chiefs, put it together.
Okay. Baltimore and the Jets is also a 13.5-point spread, so we'll skip. Let's
got some
see
big
here.
spreads, huh?
We
got some uglies. Some big uglies.
This is an interesting spread here. Cardinals hosting the Jaguars. It's a 4:05 game. Jacksonville favored by 3.
Is that Jacksonville team going to show up for a second straight week?
Favored by 3 points here on the road.
All right, I'll go Jacksonville.
All right, you got the Cowboys and the Eagles, Joe. Eagles favored by 3.5 from Arlington, Texas.
Man, what do I make of all this drama? My God, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, he's not running the offense, and everybody's mad. They got the best record. They're number 1 seed right now in the NFC. I'm going to go Cowboys.
All right, in our Sunday night game, this is a good one. The Rams hosting the Bucks. L.A. favored by 7.
Really?
Yes, really.
I'll go Rams.
All right.
Rams big.
Want to do a couple college games?
Yeah. Go ahead. Give me a little bit.
All right, number 8, Oklahoma. And number 22, Missouri from Norman, Oklahoma.
No, I'm going
OU favored by 6.5.
Yeah, Oklahoma big.
We could really use Missouri.
I know, but
like
these
really
guys,
use
yeah,
Missouri
I know.
game. All right.
Try to make people money, Woody. That's all I'm trying to do.
Any chance you think Charlotte can beat Georgia? They're only favored by 44.5.
Oh, God.
There is no spread on the Alabama game. So playing Eastern Illinois, who is 3-8.
Yeah.
Number 7, Oregon. Number 15, USC from Eugene. Oregon favored by 10.5 points.
Yeah, Oregon's going to be all over them on this one. Oregon's looking to, and you know what time of the year it is. Run up the score when you can now. Okay. Run up the score.
Let's see anything else that means
brownie
something
points
to us here. All right, Georgia Tech and Pitt, 7 o'clock from Atlanta.
Oh, that's a good one.
Georgia Tech's favored by 2.5.
Oh, man. I'm going to go Georgia Tech. I can't go against them.
All right, this is a big game for us here, too. Cincinnati hosting number 11, BYU. BYU is favored by just 2.5 points.
I'm going to go Cincinnati in this game.
Okay. This is weird. They don't have a spread for the Miami game. Did the spread get out of hand, or are we?
I don't know.
Something changing here?
Not sure. You got to have a spread on it. It was 16.5, 17.5. I thought.
By the way, Joe is 56-41 over the course of the year against the spread. So stay hot, Joe.
I try to make people a few dollars. Think I'm a big ass clown on this show. I mean, I try to help out a little bit.
All right, here we go. Hard Rock's got one. 18.5.
It's up to 18.5.
18.5. Yeah, must be moving. They don't have it up on the ESPN here.
That's a lot. God, I hate those spreads.
Stay away.
No. I'm going to take the 18.5 and go with Virginia Tech. I got to see it to believe it on the road, and I have not seen it. Have you seen it?
You've seen what I've seen.
Come up.
Do I think they're going to win the game by 3 touchdowns? Probably not.
Okay, well, then you're with me. All right, let's do it.
I mean, can they? Yes.
I'd like to see a 10, 12, 13-point win. That's good.
I do think these cold weather, rainy type games do
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, well, that's what Josie told me yesterday.
Well, you didn't tell me that. Yeah.
Well, you know it's going to be cold.
I just don't get
anywhere
sloppy.
but Florida's cold.
I don't care if you go 3 and out, but don't turn the friggin' ball over.
But you know those games are
penalties.
difficult for warm weather teams generally.
All right,
but I think they will win the game. I mean, they should.
Yeah, I agree. There's no excuse. It doesn't matter what the weather is. You should win this game.
May take Monday off if they don't.
No, we're gonna have to show up.
Yeah.
We have to show up here.
Take the beating.
Take it, whatever it is. Hey, Woody, we've got Mike Florio going to join us. We got all kinds of stuff going on in the NFL. He'll get us caught up. Oh, Mike gets it going, no question about it, especially on a Friday. And it is hurricane season. No, check that. I think it's about over, but did a little damage here before it said goodbye. Hey, I just want you to protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Right now, if you're going, the season, but we probably should think about doing something. We got lucky this year. Actually, a couple of good years around here. If you got an old leaky roof, replace your old roof now and pay later. Loctite offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Say big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact Windows and Doors. Impact Windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com. Or you can call and talk to their staff, 954-500-LOCK. They can get the whole process started, covering all of South Florida, ready to take good care of you. Again, whether it's the roof or just the Impact Windows and Doors or all the above, man, give them a call. Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing.
Today's topics are sponsored
Of Hollywood Hotline, shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Toyota of Hollywood.com.
All right, Woody. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joins us. Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, this is right up our alley, man. First of all, we got guys showing up late, staying out after curfew. We got guys that can't get along on the team. We got guys spitting on each other. My God. And we're down the stretch here in this season. Anyway, as we get ready to go here, I do want to ask you, this Philadelphia thing is weird. Like, they're 8-2. We're sitting here talking about how everybody's getting along and loves each other, and we're not even close to 500 yet, and an 8-2 team can't get along. And I'm just curious as I look at it. Jalen Hurts, I had to go back and look at the numbers. Mike, they're pretty good. 16 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's run for 6. Passing game's not great. I get it. A.J. Brown's not always happy. What's the biggest problem that's got everybody fired up with Philadelphia?
Well, it's funny, Joe. This week, the focus finally began to shift to Jalen Hurts. And Derek Gunn, who's covered the Eagles for years, explained this week that they're trying to get Jalen Hurts to run the plays the way they're designed and the way they're expected to unfold, and that he's just not doing it, that he's going out and playing his game. He's not letting it rip. He's patting the ball too long. It throws off the timing of the play. When the players go back and look at the film and they see that they're open and they're not getting the ball, it creates frustrations from the players, from the coaching staff. And the reality is, once you do that second contract, you put yourself in a position where, especially the way the Eagles do it, they use annual option bonuses that are exorbitant, small base salaries that kick cap numbers into future years. They're stuck. The way that they had set up the contract, they could have traded Jalen Hurts after the first year with minimal financial pain. After year 2, year 3, you start doing these big option bonuses that get spread out over 5 years. You got all this money that accelerates back toward the cap at the same time. They're looking at $62 million if they would decide, you know what, we need to go a different way at quarterback. And what that does, that gives him a ton of power over the team. He's got a ton of power over the team. He can basically run the offense however he sees fit. And the way Derek Gunn explains it, he thinks that's what Jalen Hurts is doing. And the other side of it, too, and this is what's amazing, because I firmly believe that there's a story to be told about the relationship between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. There's been things said. Brandon Graham said something last year, and then he tried to take it back. There's been rumors. There's just been smoke that there's some personal issue between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. And for as much as the Eagles have been able to keep that under wraps, they can't otherwise keep this stuff under wraps. It's just weird. Like, this notion that the frustration's out there and A.J. Brown saying the stuff A.J. Brown says, like, how do they not keep that from happening? But they don't. But at the same time, they manage to conceal the thing that's at the heart of the problem. It really is strange. And I think as the Eagles continue into this season, it's becoming a bigger and bigger story that I don't think, as much as the Eagles want it to go away, I don't think it's going away.
Yeah, it's a wild one. And right now, as I said, they're 8-2 of the number 1 seed in the NFC. So that's kind of crazy, too, because this is stuff that happens when you're really, really a bad football team. Hey, so I got to ask you about Shedeur Sanders. Gets his first start. Mike, I got to tell you, and people took a lot of shots at him last week about how bad he is. We saw that team. That offense and those receivers are not very good. And they beat the Dolphins. I'm talking about a team that actually beat the Dolphins. I didn't think they were very good. How is he supposed to have success when he's thrown to that group? What would be your take on his chances of looking good the rest of this year?
Well, and I was stunned after that game ended, and Kevin Stefanski, the Browns coach, said that Shedeur Sanders hadn't had a single first-team rep in any setting. Practice, not one. And this is what happens when you draft 2 rookie quarterbacks, because we got to get Dylan Gabriel ready, but we also got to get Shedeur Sanders ready. And we've got Shedeur Sanders ready without him ever having a first-team rep. Well, he's had them all week, and we'll see what he can do. But this just goes back to, as a wise man named Juju Smith-Schuster once said, the Browns is the Browns. Like, whatever they can do wrong, they do wrong. And they finally moved on, although apparently he decided to move out from Paul DePodesta, who was the chief strategy officer. And I really am not aware of any strategy the Browns have had during his time that was a good strategy. But having the 2 quarterbacks there and just treating this quarterback contract's an asset, like, you got to build a team. You got to build a team. But now Shedeur Sanders gets his chance, and it's a game that they could win. They're taking on the Raiders, and it's just amazing to see how much hype there is, even when they're 2-8. I wrote something yesterday. DraftKings has 11 different prop bets for Shedeur Sanders.
Wow.
11.
Wow.
For the quarterback of a 2-8 team who's getting his first NFL start, you can go in there and you can bet on rushing yards per quarter, passing yards per, just all this stuff. And I don't know anything about odds calculation, but they don't seem like great odds. But you can do it if you want to do it. And that just shows you that, personalities drive this sport. And even a guy who's never had a start for a struggling team that's been a bottom feeder for years, that name carries weight. And there's going to be some buzz and there's going to be some interest. And it's an opportunity for him. And it's a no-lose opportunity for him. Because if it doesn't go well, what did we expect? If he somehow comes out and plays well, that's going to be one of the top stories on Monday.
Yep, no question. Hey, so this Jamar Chase thing clearly spit on Jalen Ramsey. Not up for debate. Everybody saw it in one of those close-ups, those guys face-to-face, and he denies it, which I don't know. I think it's a bad look. It's one thing to be yelling at a guy and see a little spray coming out of his mouth, but another one to see whatever that was that came out. What's the league? I mean, it's one of the lowest things you can do. Cheap shot a guy is one thing too, but spitting on another guy. Do they have to do more, Mike? Because we've seen a lot of it. We've already seen it a few times this year. College has also had it.
Well, for years, Joe, the punishment for spitting on an opponent was a fine. And Sean Jones told a great story years ago about Clarence Kay, the former Broncos tight end, spitting on Sean Jones during a game. Jones said he ran to the sideline and he claims it was a scalpel. I don't know that the trainer has a scalpel, but he says he got a scalpel out of the trainer's kit and was going to go out and slash Clarence Kay with it until Howie Long stopped him. But, you're going to react. As Mike Tomlin said this week, someone spits on you, do what comes natural. But for years, it was just a fine. And the Jalen Carter thing ultimately was an ejection and a fine, but they tried to dress it up as a suspension to change the precedent. And it worked because when Jamar Chase got suspended, the hearing officer, Jordy Nelson, ruled in favor of the league. And now everyone knows there can be no doubt if you spit on an opponent, you will be suspended one game without pay. And depending upon what your salary is and per game roster bonuses and other things, the consequences can be significant. For Jamar Chase, it's $507,000 for spitting on Jalen Ramsey. And you're right, Joe, at some point you just have to own up to your conduct. It'll be interesting when he comes back and he meets with reporters. And he surely will be asked about it. Do you have an apology to make? Say at some point you just have to swallow your pride and your spit, and you have to say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done it.
No question. So the other one is now we're finding out CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens missed a curfew night before the game. So, Mike, is there proof that they literally were out getting liquored up pretty good, or what are we hearing from that? Or is it they're claiming they were just late and they were fine? They both had really good games, especially Pickens in the game. What are we hearing on that one?
Isn't it funny, though, that CeeDee Lamb will openly say, yeah, I missed curfew, but don't you dare suggest I got so drunk I threw up. I know how to hold my liquor. You know what's funny about this? Like, the third headline, and the one that everyone's ignoring, is they're hanging out in a freaking casino. Look at how the NFL has changed, right?
Yes.
Look at how the NFL has changed. 10 years ago, and it was only 10 years ago, Tony Romo was going to have a fantasy football convention in a building that is owned by a casino, but there's no gambling on the property. And the NFL shut it down. And now here we are. And it's just funny because my latest book, Big Shield, it's based on a Vegas-based mobster who, hangs out at the casinos strategically. He knows where to go. He knows who to cozy up to. And, just think about it. NFL athletes out and about, having a few drinks, hanging around. These guys are susceptible. And I'm not suggesting they did anything wrong. I'm just saying if we want to be surprised about Terry Rozier and the Cleveland Guardians pitchers and all this other stuff, don't be. Because those things are the end result of relationships that spontaneously start in places like wherever CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens were on Monday night.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, and we got a zillion things to get into, but yeah, that's an ongoing problem, this whole Vegas thing. I actually thought it'd be a lot worse than it's been. But anyway, Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe. Do you really think the NFL is telling us everything they know about all of the potential scandals involving their players and gambling?
No.
Or are they keeping their mouths shut? I mean, it's not. Look at what's happened to baseball and the NBA from having these things come to light. They got Congress up their butts.
Right.
So I don't know this, but I would not be surprised to learn that there's been some stuff that the NFL has handled very, very quietly for fear of having that same microscope and or whatever the thing is that they use for a colonoscopy inserted in a place where they don't want it inserted.
You know, Mike, it's funny because the teams on the East Coast, as you know, usually go out a couple days early to Vegas, considered a West Coast trip. And we were out there a long time, man. And I was like, and a lot of good restaurants are around inside those casinos and by where all the gambling. Yeah. Good luck on that one, man, unless you're going to lock them down with like 25 security guys and babysit them. That's always going to be a problem. I don't think it'll ever go away. Hey, so I want to get to, Aaron Rodgers. We expecting him to play in this game or not? I mean, they're getting down. The Ravens are sneaking up on him here in the division.
I think, number one, he's going to play, and number two, I don't think the drop-off from him to Mason Rudolph is as big as we would have expected going into the season. Rudolph was pretty good in the second half of the game against Cincinnati, 12 for 16, 127 yards and a touchdown pass. Statistically, passer rating better than Rodgers for the game. I think they will be fine either way. That doesn't mean they're definitely going to win, but I don't think it changes the offense all that much because it's not like Rodgers is throwing BBs all over the field. He's a different guy than he used to be. I think he's determined to play. It's the Bears, the team he owns. He's not going to sublet them to Mason Rudolph for a week. This is his last game against the Bears, presumably. He has to view it that way. Last trip to Soldier Field. I can't imagine him not playing. And the way that Mike Tomlin explained it on Tuesday, it all comes down to, number one, supporting the wrist that has a fracture in it. Number two, pain tolerance. And he said that's not an issue for Aaron Rodgers. And number three, functionality. And they'll determine based upon practice today, I assume. He practiced on a limited basis yesterday. Nobody knows what limited means. Limited is anywhere from individual drills all the way up to everything but one play of your normal workload. So limited is a wide range, but he did practice yesterday. We'll see what he does today, but I'll be stunned if he doesn't play. And if it's bad enough that he doesn't play this week, I don't know when he comes back. I mean, that's the one thing that really hasn't been addressed. If the injury is such that he's unable to play this week, then he can't play until the injury is healed to the point that he can. He can miss multiple weeks. If he misses this week, I think he'll play.
Yeah, and by the way, I mean, like you said, these wild card spots, not to mention still a chance to have the lead in their division. You want to get as many of these games down the stretch as you go. Here, Ravens, Chiefs, and Bills. Which teams make the playoffs right now, Mike, of those three teams?
It dawned on me yesterday, and it was reinforced last night when the Bills lost to the Texans. There is a chance that none of the three make it, and there is no way that anyone credibly saw that coming.
No way.
That between the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chiefs, they would end up 8, 9, and 10 in the AFC playoff field. And it's not ridiculous because now the Texans are a game behind the Bills in the wild card chase, and they hold the tiebreaker. And the Jaguars are a game ahead of the Chiefs in the tiebreaker chase. And the Jaguars hold the tiebreaker thanks to the Trevor Lawrence fall down, go boom, twice score a touchdown, Chris Jones loafs from week 6. Wouldn't that be amazing if that's the play that keeps the Chiefs out of the playoffs?
Oh, that'd be a bad one. Oh, Lord, that'd stick with you. And don't think every fan base member you have wouldn't be throwing that at your rear end for sure. Crazy. Yeah. No.
Now, if the Chiefs get in, they're going to be dangerous. But it's just I never would have dreamed it. And it is funny. I won't be shocked if the Chiefs end up in the Super Bowl and we're like, oh, just like we thought, Eagles Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But man, what a road it would be for the Chiefs to have to get there. And they're the one team that could get in by the skin of their teeth and get hot. We've seen teams do that. And the common denominator for the teams that get in and get one of those low seeds and win the Super Bowl is a great quarterback. And we know they have that.
Yeah, no. This thing's going to be fun. I think it's been great what's going on, Bills and all the rest of these teams to see what's going to happen. Mike, thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Thank you. All right, Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joining us this morning. Hey, man, got a lot of stuff going on. Alex Dono, host of Locked On Canes, going to join us next to talk about the Canes' next 2 games coming up.
The Joe Rose Show is presented